welcome to the Intelligent Idea Politics podcast.
Oh, I had it on mute. I think I accidentally hit that. Can you hear us now? Okay. I'm assuming you can hear us now. Sorry, that was my bad.
Oh.
I actually hit the zone. I was doing stuff.
So
Right.
probably gotta start over.
So
Okay.
let's run that back.
Let's run it all the way back.
Do we
We're
want
gonna
to
get
start
a
over?
producer.
Yeah,
As soon as we
probably
get some
start
money, we're gonna get an intern.
You're right.
And they're gonna do this stuff.
That work for free.
But yeah.
Okay, yeah. I guess you want to just edit it out? Welcome, guys, to the Intelligent Idea Talkers podcast.
Yeah.
Yo, again, the Redux for the week of October 29th, 2022. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, D.
This is Juice again.
And I'm Frank. Apparently, my
The
new
Punisher.
nickname is the Punisher.
Again,
Again.
we're running this back. And we're talking about Black Adam. I gave it a strong 7.9, week 8.
Yeah, I gave it a cool 8.5.
Yeah,
I gave it a 6
out of 10.
out of 10.
Why were you so down on the movie, Frank?
Frank?
Well, I mean, y'all had some really good points, and I want everybody to say their piece, and there was some good in the
All right.
movie. Like I thought, like you were saying before, the action is really good.
Yeah,
action is really good. It was very entertaining. I thought there were some really good character portrayals, right? Like Dr. Fate.
Yes.
Oh,
Great, best to me. He was
So
the best
good.
part of the movie. To me, it was perfectly cast, and the character that he played the character perfectly. Great, really well done. I think he was actually underpowered for the movie, but
Yeah.
his power level was almost on point.
his powers were cool.
Yeah, his powers were cool. And Dr. Fate, great job. I think the dude that played Hawkman, Aldous Hodge, I think if they were to recast T'Challa, I think he would be a really good choice given some work. He needs to work on his acting a little bit more,
Mhm.
but he has the physicality, he has the presence. I feel like he could be a good choice for playing T'Challa.
That would be dope.
Yeah,
I
but
agree.
the problems I had with the movie though, giving it a 6. So I feel like this movie did a lot of things wrong. So and I'm not going to try to take from the source material too much, right? I'm just trying to look at it as just the movie.
Mhm.
So I feel like first of all, they didn't know what kind of movie they wanted it to be. It feels like they rewrote. You could see them literally rewriting the movie 3 or 4 times throughout. Basically, end of Act 1, end of Act 2, close to the end of Act 3. They changed the movie. They changed the movie so many times, especially throwing in the plot twist of the kid being the one who receives the power of Black Adam first, and then saving his father. And you see this in the beginning of the movie, but it
That
seemed
did
like they
catch
were
me off
going in a
guard.
different direction. To me, I don't think that was the direction that they were going, because that's not canon to the character. Again, I'm not trying to pull from the source material, but that was indicative of one of the mistakes that they made throughout the movie, where it feels like they were writing the movie. You could tell the movie was being written as it was being shot. And
Well, that's like a staple of Warner Brothers, right? They always do reshoots. Like every movie they come out with has some kind of reshoot, or they have to go back and change something. And they do a screening and they don't like this, so they gotta.
Reshoots are fine, but reshoots are also the frequency of reshoots with Warner Brothers, as you put it, it's not a good thing. That means that they haven't found their footing when it comes to the script, when it comes to writing the script. And they found their footing when it comes to shooting stuff, so they can shoot all day, but they don't have the script to structure them. And so them going back to reshoot is not only is it expensive, but it shows that they really need to get better at that part of the job. So
I don't mind reshoots as long as it makes the finished product better. You know what I mean?
Sure, that could be a result.
I think the weakest part of Black Adam was probably the story. As far as the little kid and him getting all the citizens of Kahndaq on his side, and
oh my god, I couldn't.
It just felt a little weak.
I couldn't stand that fucking kid.
Yeah,
that fucking kid. I'm just like, yo, they did it again. They're
I didn't
doing it
mind
again.
him,
Wait,
but it just felt.
You're talking
weak.
about the kid in Kahndaq.
Yeah, the kid in
The
Kahndaq.
original champion.
No. His sidekick, the
lady's son.
Oh,
kid with the skateboard.
Yeah,
the kid with the
yeah. Oh
skateboard.
my god.
Yeah, the kid with the skateboard.
I'm with you.
They're doing it again.
They make me hate skateboarding. Like, there's no reason for him to use a skateboard that much in life.
Like, they're doing it again. They did it again. They keep having this kid who they keep having this character, this avatar that has way too much influence on what happens throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a movie. We don't care about this kid. We care about Black Adam. Like, this kid with the whole, like, put your hands up, everybody. Come on, let's go help Black Adam. And I'm like, nobody cares about you. Nobody knows who you are. This is not right. This doesn't work.
That part felt a little weak for me.
Also, let me point out that these people grabbed some stuff and went to fight a zombie horde. Like,
they grabbed like shovels and pitchforks and rocks
against burning zombie hordes that just popped up out of nowhere. And that was very unrealistic.
And they reanimate at the same time.
Whoa!
Some of it was weak. Yeah.
Another one of the biggest issues I also had with the movie was, so I feel like this movie was made for a demographic that we're just outside of, right? Like,
okay,
it was made. I feel like it was made for like the 18 to early 30s, and we're just outside of that on the other end, right? So, like, to me, like, yeah, it had a lot of action. It had a lot of action scenes. Really entertaining. Visually, it was really good. And that scene that you were talking about before, where he enters in the chamber.
Yeah, I think we were muted then, man. That had to be one of the best superhero entrances I've ever seen, man.
That was really good.
That chamber, I was like,
that was really good.
Anytime I imagine myself having superpowers, that's how I'm going to enter the room. Okay, like, I'm not going to pussyfoot just come in and start talking and all that. No, I'm gonna go in there and start wrecking shop. That's what I'm going to do. Okay,
so
you came in Jones like, yo, y'all. I don't know what's going on here.
All y'all
about to die.
He took one of these motherfuckers and threw him into the other dude like through a rock. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, just wrecking him, man. That was dope.
So, like, to that point, like, that was all cool. The action scenes were pretty well done. But I have to say, like, again, just being outside that demographic, I want a little bit more from movies now, right? Like, I know it's supposed to be like turn your brain off, popcorn flick, but at the same time, this movie was full of that. It seemed like they just threw an action scene in there to distract you from the mess that was the story, the mess that was the plot, the mess that was the structure, or was supposed to follow. We're supposed to follow through the movie. So, like, just when you see the flaws or the plot holes in the story, here's a big action scene to completely distract you. Loud noises, kaboom, explosions, pretty graphics, pretty women. Big strong men, like punching each other out. Let's not worry about the fact that maybe the action scene that's taking place right now makes no sense to what happened just before it. There was no setup. It just happened suddenly. It didn't happen throughout the entire fucking movie.
Wait a minute though. Like, so let's go back to the story. Right? So the story I felt was a good origin story for a new Black Adam. Like, I'll leave it at that, right? Like, if you're gonna have a new Black Adam, you want this guy to kind of have some depth of character. We knew the original Black Adam was, right? So you want some depth of character, or you want the person with some moral conflict?
And I think
this Black Adam, you would have to have an empathetic reason for him to be there. And his reason for him to be there was that his son allowed him to be here.
I think that's probably why they changed that.
Guilt. And I felt
that's fine.
Like, that part of the story I felt was really good as far as his character, right? Like, him. Like, I'm with you as far as the kid was annoying, but I also feel like, in a way, that's a really old throwback. I don't think that's like a new thing, right? Like, I feel like back in the old days, they always had like Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
Superman's homie.
Yeah.
Right? They always had like the Gwen Stacy. Like, you always had that person that was on the side that like kind of like pushed the hero to do the right thing. I feel like, especially for somebody like Black Adam, if you're going to make him an anti-hero, you need that. Like, Wolverine needed
something to kind of ground him,
right?
Yeah,
like, you need that kind of like weaker character for that person to latch onto to make them like human almost.
Yeah, totally.
I get it. I do get that too.
Like, he was annoying as hell though. And that skateboard had to effing go.
Yeah. And he was like,
he was sneaking.
He would skateboard down the hallway, get off, walk down the stairs, and skateboard to the next step.
Like, he was
get the hell on the skateboard.
He was sneaking by, and he hopped on the skateboard and rolled. And they were like,
just looking at him
right there.
There he is.
Right there.
Yeah, that was funny. I will say, like, overall, for like the aesthetic of like Kahndaq, the city, I was a little unimpressed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like Kahndaq had its own vibe and feel, like similar to like a Wakanda.
Yeah, it didn't feel like
it's
I mean, when they did like an overhead shot, it looked like a regular city in, you know, the Middle East or somewhere. You know, I was like,
they were under some kind of occupation.
They were under.
I'm talking about like the architecture, like the buildings, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't have its own like feel. Like, it didn't look like it looked like just. I mean, you have a city like Kahndaq that's been a prison for a 5,000-year-old, you know, I guess God at the end of the day, right? Is Black Adam a god, right?
Yeah,
pretty much. And I mean, I was just unimpressed with like, it didn't look like anything. I was like, okay, this looks like a regular city in, you know, wherever country, you know what I mean? Like, if it's Kahndaq, shouldn't they have like their own architecture, their own building style,
like statue?
Well, it was definitely indicative of like the military siege that they were under for almost 30 years, I think.
Yeah, but the city's been there for 5,000 years. I mean, like,
have you seen Egypt recently?
Okay, yes, but this is Kahndaq. Egypt is a real place. Like, Kahndaq is a fictional city, so it should have its own look and feel. You know what I mean? It shouldn't look like Egypt. It should look like Kahndaq. You know what I'm saying?
It's supposed to be like Egypt.
Yes, I understand that, right? But when you see Wakanda on the screen, when they go over Black Panther City, you know that's Wakanda. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, when they go over Metropolis, you know that's Metropolis. It looks like Metropolis. The architecture is different. It looks different.
Because you know the Daily Planet is there.
No, even like in the animated series, like the
Metropolis if you don't see the different. Daily Planet, I gotta know where we're at.
I'm just saying, I was unimpressed by the look of Kahndaq. I was like, okay, I thought
raining.
Gotham is always,
but they always have the gothic. They always have like the gothic feel, the gargoyles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, gargoyles.
There's a lot of. It looks like Gotham, though. You know what I mean?
Batman has
Gotham. I mean,
Kahndaq. I wouldn't be able to differentiate Kahndaq from Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I saw the still shot of both cities, I'd be like, well, which one is Kahndaq? I can't tell. You know.
Well, what you were saying before about the regular character, like grounding the super character, I get it, but I think there are two fundamental flaws with that in this film. First, I think they overdid it with the kid and his influence, like I said before, because that character is only there. I'm talking like in general. That character is only there so that the audience has someone to relate to, because we can't relate to someone with superpowers. We don't have superpowers, at least as far as we know.
So,
like, we don't have superpowers. Not like that, you know. But like, the second fundamental flaw is that this character of Black Adam is they played him fundamentally wrong, and it's due to The Rock, right? It's due to his influence and his pull. Everything about the character, anti-hero, stop it. Black Adam is a straight up villain. Like, he is the dude who is on the same level as Superman. Like, stop it. Like, no. he is a dude. He ain't shit. He will fucking burn the world to the ground just because he feels like it.
A bad day.
Black Adam is that fucking dude. So you want to make him an anti-hero? Fine. The Rock says, right?
The Rock says, I want to be this guy, but I don't want to be a bad guy.
So to his credit, he's been trying to get this movie off the ground for over a decade. We all know the story. The Rock in the beginning, The Rock in the beginning.
That's Rocky Maivia.
The Rock in the beginning was down to play the villain Black Adam because he knew this would be like, this is my way into the movies, right? You know, like,
for a while.
Oh yeah, of course he was a heel.
That's where
he was one of the best heels, and then he became a hero. But
he was my favorite wrestler when he was in WWF, man.
Oh man,
he was dope.
He's classic,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But like he wanted to play Black Adam for so long, and the thing is, The Rock got his big break, but not via Black Adam. So now he got his big break, and he got his big break through the Fast and Furious movies. Let's be real, they opened him up, but like he got his big break.
I don't know. He had a bunch of movies before the Fast and Furious franchise.
But none of those movies opened them up like that did, like Fast 5 did.
I think that's just because Fast 5 has like a cult following, and you have so many movies. But he was already on that level before Fast 5 to me.
No, he wasn't. Yeah, he was skinny. He was Skinny Rock. He was Skinny Rock, and then he got big, and then he got skinny again. No, he was Skinny Rock, and he got big.
He's been hitting the weights hard as shit though, man. Like
steroids.
I think if anything, opened him up. It's probably like those kiddie pop movies he's been doing with Kevin Hart. You know, I don't know if him and Kevin Hart have like they have the same agent or something. Because then they didn't do Jumanji and what else did they do? Yeah, like 5 or 6 movies.
But he wouldn't have done those if the Fast and Furious movies didn't open him up. The Fast and Furious movies came way before those.
I haven't seen any of those. You know what I mean? I think most people knew of Dwayne Johnson before Fast 5.
Of course they did. Of course they did. But he didn't become he didn't become a movie star until Fast 5. Anyway, so once he got big doing something else, now he's one of the biggest movie stars that we have, right? Mm-hmm. And he, despite his non-range of acting, he's still a big movie star. So he used his influence to fundamentally change the character of Black Adam. And I feel like they fundamentally got it wrong here because of what he did, because of his pull, because The Rock says, I'm going to do it my way. And because I'm this big actor and I'm putting the butts in seats, this is the way the movie is going to have to be. So he did get this movie made because of his pull now, but at the same time, the way they're going about it with this anti-hero business, it's all wrong, because now we have, the post-credit scene, what happens there, and now it's trying to create this new, weird, different, like, universe where we have Superman and we have Black Adam, and now Black Adam and Superman are like equals, and they're going to go up against each other, or they're going to team up with each other. And what the fuck? Like, hold
on. We're making a lot of assumptions here. Yeah. We're making the assumption that he's going to stay an anti-hero.
He's absolutely going to stay an anti-hero. He's the Rock. The Rock doesn't want to play a villain. The Rock doesn't want to play a villain anymore. He's not down to play a bad guy anymore. But he's got to be a good guy in all of his movies.
But would he do it to make himself more famous?
Hold
on, man. The transition, like, we all know the transition from the heel to the hero. Mm-hmm. It's a great rise. We all know. We all love those guys.
It's redemption. It's a redemption arc.
But equally as entertaining to watch is the fall.
Fall of the
hero. From the hero, a guy who was already bad, but wanted to be good, but just couldn't do it. Mm. I don't know, man. I think that's a hard pull, man.
That's definitely a possibility.
Like, we don't know. We don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on with DC.
It's a possibility.
You know I don't have to. I'll say I don't have the faith with them as I do with Marvel, right? So,
well, we should now. Also, it's in my notes. DC feels way more connected now than Marvel does in this whole Phase 4 thing. I mean, I love seeing Amanda Waller in this thing, man. Like, that lady fits that role perfectly. She didn't say anything, really.
I have to agree.
You know what I mean? Roles, like, that continuity.
Time on screen, she kills it every time.
And the continuity of this universe is
like,
I'm here
she
for
kills
it.
everything she's in.
She was in Suicide Squad. She was in, was she in The Batman?
No,
she wasn't in there?
No.
Okay, but I mean,
not gonna happen.
I like how she's taking that Nick Fury kind of role of Marvel and like showing up in these movies, and it gives it a continuity, and it's the same universe, you know. But I think for the anti-hero,
she had the Justice Society on deck on call was interesting. It
was crazy, right?
She was
I'm like, can
she
send Superman anywhere? Because she was like, I'm about to have to shout. I'll send someone who's not from this planet. I'm like, Superman? Like, you know what I think? I heard somebody say this after.
She did, but it's not accurate at all.
I heard somebody say this. See, okay, so that part I don't mind because I think Black Adam, his story is not well known enough that they can take some liberties with adjusting the canon, you know what I mean, and making it kind of different, because he kind of has to be an anti-hero, because you need people to come back, you know what I mean, like you need kids to like endear themselves to him. We need to humanize him somehow, you know, so he has to be like the reluctant hero role, you know. But that prison they had him locked in, right? Didn't that shit look dope? Like a little prison or whatever it was. Who the hell was in the back little cell? I was like, who the hell are these people? I was like, and how the hell she catch them?
Who put them in?
Like who put them in there?
What's the Justice Society been doing all this time?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Did y'all do this? Like, y'all knew about this place. We ain't never heard about this.
And like when he got
what
out
y'all
of the
doing, Justice Society?
When he got out of the cell, why didn't he just say Shazam? And like, why did he have to float up to the top of the water to say it?
He had the.
I swore to God the air bubble was gonna come out. Shazam! I swore that shit was gonna happen, man.
And he flies up.
Yeah.
You know, it's happened before.
Why didn't he just say Shazam when he got out?
No, the thing was all the way in his throat. He couldn't.
Yeah, no, but he dove into the water and like swam up. So like, why did he just like he was fighting a couple of guys?
Yeah,
right.
That too. Like,
why didn't he just take that thing out?
My man was getting shot. He was getting shot. He was getting beat up like by like rods, and I'm just like, yo, this dude is scrawny as hell.
One thing I never understood with Shazam or even Black Adam is like, why would you ever go into scrawny mode? You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you just stay Shazam or Black Adam forever? Like, I would never say Shazam.
But that goes to the here. Y'all make me defend this.
Well, I have an answer for that. But go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying, like he had depth. He didn't really want to be there.
No,
right? Like, I think we can all understand or agree. Like, this wasn't what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, this isn't my home anymore. My whole family dead. I tripped out, probably killed half my city. Like, they locked him up and he was spazzing, but ultimately I think he was fine with where he was at.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then they throw him in his junk and they want him to be something he don't feel like he is. And then now he effed up again, and he's like, all right, enough of this. All right, I effed up. I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
He was like, he gave up. It was like, and that's why, you know, he went back to normal mode. I felt like that. I felt again that was a part that kind of made his character made the story okay, made his character like
redeemable.
Deeper. Yeah, irredeemable. Right.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it just in general, I would never go to scrawny mode. I'm staying in full Black Adam mode forever.
The reason. Well, Black.
Do they run out of
energy? I don't think Black Adam. I'm not sure if it applies to Black Adam, but I do know Shazam will depower after a while. It's not like he automatically goes back to 10-year-old, but like his power level goes down gradually the longer he stays as Shazam. But it's a long period of time before that starts to happen. Kind of like Gogeta.
Yeah,
kind of like Gogeta and Vegito.
Mm-hmm.
Like Vegito, so powerful that his power spikes and he burns out, and they automatically defuse. It's the same principle, but it's a long period of time before that happens.
I like the continuity of the,
as a 10-year-old kid.
I like the continuity of the wizards, right? So the wizard,
I wanted to see more of that.
Yeah, like so the wizard that changed Shazam is the same wizard that changed Black Adam. Like it's the same guy. Yeah. So Black Adam really killed all those wizards.
Yeah.
The only other one is
except for the one, and at least there's continuity in that, which I would have liked to have seen.
Wait, he killed him?
He killed. Yeah. Remember when he went back? Remember when he went back and they tried to take his power?
And the guy imprisoned him. Yeah.
And then
I know he was fighting them.
He kills them all except for the one that gives Billy Batson his powers of Shazam. So
I didn't realize that he had killed him in that moment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
I liked Black Adam's confidence and like his competency in his powers. Like he knew what he could do from the jump. There was no like discovery of what my powers are and how I have to. He came in that scene and started wrecking shop, and he knew what he could do. Like there was no. We didn't have to discover his powers along with him. In the moment. Like,
there was
pretty cool, man.
There was that whole thing with the what was it called, Eternium or whatever.
That was dope. So that's like his kryptonite.
Yeah, like whatever that was. Ethereum. Yes, his Ethereum. But like what I think it was Eternium, but like whatever that was. The problem I had with that could have been a really good thing that they followed, but they stopped following it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it didn't go anywhere.
It didn't go anywhere. Exactly.
I swore somebody was gonna have like a turnium bullet or something. Like I'm like, oh
yeah,
God,
they just ignored it.
Yeah.
Like they only brought it back as the shield. They only brought it back as that shield in the end.
When he shot when the bad guy whose name doesn't matter shot the kid and he caught the bullet in his hand and that's why he spazzed. Right, that's why he lost it.
Oh yeah,
right. Bullet, but like ultimately didn't do it.
They didn't do anything.
It was like It's like
that sucks.
Yeah, right. The Peter Griffin joint. Yeah, man. DC feels more connected than like Marvel does right now, man. Like this is the perfect time for Justice League 2 or like Man of Steel 2, man. You got to strike now. DC,
Man of Steel
do it
2,
now.
Man of Steel 2
Okay,
needs to strike now.
Don't wait. Don't make us wait 5 years down the road. Get the ball rolling now, man.
Man of Steel, in my opinion, is still the best DC movie they've done. I would say Zack Snyder's Justice League is right there.
Mm-hmm. Man of Steel was so dope.
Man of Steel is so good.
Yeah, it was crazy. That's like the perfect Superman movie.
It was such a good portrayal of Superman. I had issues with that movie too, but I forgive them because the way they portrayed Superman, love it.
Crazy.
Loved all of it.
I mean, him versus Zod at the end. See, I was kind of disappointed
that
at the ending
fight.
The
world engine fucked me up, dude.
So
I was just like, no!
The whole ending fight had a part 2. So, like, he took down the world engine, crazy dope. And then he fought Zod. I thought that was going to happen in this movie. Like, when that guy came up, who's the guy at the end? The devil guy? You know what I'm talking about?
Nobody cares.
So his name is like
another problem with this movie.
I like his design.
Yeah, did they make that guy up? His name was Sabak.
Yeah, Sabak. Yeah, that was it. I liked his design. I thought he looked cool as shit.
Is Sabak a game in Star Wars?
I don't even know. But I thought it was going to be like a Superman versus Zod moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought these guys were going to go like ham and like destroy Metropolis or Kahndaq or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just didn't happen. Like, he kind of came out, fought him, boom, boom, punch, and I ripped him in half. And I'm like, oh, man, that was kind of a letdown. I was like, I wanted to see, like, a Superman versus Zod kind of thing. You know what I mean?
To me,
because that guy looked cool. The fucking Sabak, he looked cool.
I just they did it again, guys. It's the trope of creating a clone of the hero just so the hero has someone to fight, especially if the hero's on some level like Black Adam.
But that's what we want to see, though. Yeah. Didn't you love that part about Zod?
I want to see Superman.
I love that part about.
I want to see Shazam and Black Adam.
Here, that's the thing. That's coming. We know that's coming. That's why I think it's going to be an issue later.
Black Adam
versus Superman.
This version of Shazam.
They what they could have done. They didn't need.
Yeah, no, he gonna get fucked up. Like, there's no question. That little kid Shazam.
That's terrible. Don't do it. Don't let him fight him.
Yeah, man. I saw Shazam one time. I was like, I don't ever need to see this again.
I saw the trailer.
Yeah. I was like,
what they could have done is that, like, I think a lot of, like, to me the movie could have ended when he gave up his powers, right?
Yes.
Because first of all, that movie was way too long, and again, that's indicative of them. I think they wrote that to be the end of the movie, and then they were like, let's write more because we need to have that big battle with the clone that nobody gives a fuck about.
I can kind of see that, but I wanted to see that battle. I wanted to see that fight.
But I think what they could have really done is, like, the whole political aspect of Kahndaq. Like, they could have let the movie end right there with, if they had gone more into the fact of like the people in the city and it being under military siege, and it would have made all the other characters that much more important. Like that one conversation.
Who are they under siege by?
Right.
And like, why are they there? And what are they doing with all this Ethereum other than making
motorcycles? What do they do? Exactly? Ethereum. How did they get that?
Eternium?
Yeah.
Why they just got motorcycles? And where are the motorcycles? Those motorcycles like teleported.
These are all questions that they could have answered instead of throwing these senseless action scenes with not only between whoever the fucking people were, the military was, and like random kids on skateboards. They could have really gone into that. If they had gone into the political aspect of that, Black Adam would have been that much more important to either its salvation or destruction. the Justice Society coming to stop Black Adam would have been that much more important, and the people would have been that much more important, making the movie have more substance. And then if they end with Black Adam saying Shazam, I give up, and then doing the whole Ark of the Covenant thing where they put him in the chamber and put him with all the other fucking superpowered prisoners or whatever.
That room looked dope. I was like, who's in there?
Perfect end to the movie. Boom, that's it. And I would have been like, this is good. This is very surprisingly more than I thought this movie was gonna be.
Yeah.
But then they were like, nah. Let's write more. We got to have big punch out battle.
Me personally, I'm an action junkie, so I don't mind it.
That too.
Yeah.
I agree with both.
Yeah, I don't mind it, man. I like it.
No, I like the action.
I thought that movie was going to end there too. When he said Shazam and they put him in the cell, I was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be it. And I agree. That would have been a good ending, right? And also would have set him up for something.
It would have set him up for so much.
But I wanted to see more of him. When he went in that cell, I was like, I want to see him more. Like, I want to see him do some more cool shit.
But imagine if they had ended it there. And you still have those questions, and you would have to wait, till however long to see Black Adam 2. It would have had you have something to look forward to.
I would have made them. I would have
if they didn't have the Superman post-credit scene.
Right.
If they had included, if they'd have somehow tied it into Shazam. Like, if
yes,
somehow tied
what a concept!
Shazam.
He's Shazam's big bad.
Yeah.
What a concept! Put him in the fucking Shazam movie as a villain that Shazam has no business going up against.
But that Shazam is so shitty.
Made me watch Shazam. I have no intention of watching Shazam.
No one does.
Even if they gave it to me for free, maybe on Netflix.
I might watch it for free.
No one does, dude.
Shazam,
but I watched the first Shazam once. I was like, I never need to watch this again.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to see this anymore.
It was
I didn't care.
Mildly,
and that might have a lot to do with like not like discovering who the military was, what their purpose, what they were doing with the Eternium. A lot of that might have to do with The Rock's ego. I mean, he, as great as he is, he's a celebrity, and ego plays a part into it. And he's like, I want more of me on this.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
And he's kind of right because I don't want to see
Bronson there. Talk about the egos.
Pierce Brosnan was dope. Yeah.
He was dope. Talk about egos, right?
He gave like a cachet to the role too, like with the accent and everything. I was like, man, Dr. Fate is powerful, man.
Okay, let me point out, guys. Hawkman's jacket and Dr. Fate's jacket when he came in that room a second ago, like fresh.
Yeah,
like those clothes, that jacket was so fresh. That was the first thing I noticed when they.
Oh yeah, the little blazer, yeah, that shit was cool. Yeah.
Also, when the was like, this is so fresh.
Yeah, that's so fresh.
Yeah, that's so fresh.
Yeah, right.
So
what was his ship? What was the name of the metal of his ship? His ship was made out of some kind of special material.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember it, but they said something. It was something.
Sure.
It was something. And Hawkman wasn't no bitch. I like that, man. He
my favorite character. My favorite character was Hawkman.
Yeah, he was cool. He had depth. He cared. We don't kill.
And he didn't care if he had to die to get this joint down, right?
Right.
Like he was a true hero.
He was a hero.
I don't ever follow I never really followed the Hawkman in the comics. I don't.
No,
because in all honesty,
the Hawk people are that's what they're all about. That's what they're all about.
Are there more than one of them? I mean, I know Hawkman,
Hawkman, Hawkgirl. Yeah,
that would suck.
But the idea of a person with bird wings and a bird helmet with the mace and no shirt was like so ridiculous to me. I could never get into that character. I was like, this is crazy. I don't.
He looked dope on screen though. Huh? Where the hell did his wings go? Like when he came out with the blazer on, like were the wings like they weren't machine, they were feathers, right?
Yeah, they were actually his wings.
So like, can he tuck them like Archangel?
Actually, I think in this movie they were not his wings. I think they were just a part of his costume, a part of his armor.
Because I'm not sure.
Because you could see when they came out. You see when they came out. Whenever he pulled them out, they were like it was like all metal. And they were all like straight.
I thought they were just like hard wings.
It was,
I thought they were. It looked.
No, they were metal wings. Sure. Yeah. They were metal wings for sure.
He was no chump though. I like.
No, he was all about the smoke, and that's how his people are. They always go towards the fight. You know,
I like the imagery of when him and Hawkman, they kept scrapping and they were in the apartment. And like they fall into the kid's room, and he's like smashing the Superman
all the DC stuff,
and busting up the Batman toys. And shit. I like that, man. I was like, okay,
those are nice.
Got a nice little shot there, what I'm saying?
It's a nice Easter egg, especially when you had the world's finest logo, the Batman and Superman logo, and then Black Adam punches right into the screen.
I think he smashed like 5 or 6 Superman posters in that thing. We should have
room,
known
like,
what was
what
coming.
the hell,
Yeah.
You know how? Like, here, can we talk about how this kid is in Condat? Kid had no accent. The Rock, we know the Rock had no accent as the Rock being the Rock in the Rock movie.
Says,
the Rock is the Rock
in
everywhere.
The Rock movie.
The Rock
right?
says
Called Black Adam, but like the kid had no accent either. So I feel like they go. You talking about like development and like storytelling, like about the smaller story.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could explain out more. What happened to his dad? We know he got killed, but like what? She mentioned at the very beginning, she was a professor in a college somewhere. She gave that up to go find a crown.
To go find the crown.
A crown?
Why?
Why? What the hell?
Why?
They never gave her any backstory. Like they didn't even explain that she was a researcher.
And then all of a sudden, she has this brother. Was it her brother or her friend or I don't know, her worker? It was her brother. The bad guy. The
bad guy was you know who he was.
Yeah. See, this is part of the problem. But like, we have this guy all of a sudden that like really wants the crown, and then he uses the crown to turn into like Black Adam's clone, and it's like,
and all that's like, all gone now. Let me say, all that is gone now because they killed Sobek.
Yeah.
And so now none of it's gonna ever matter again.
Nope.
They killed Sabak.
The only thing that matters now is that Black Adam is out of his prison in Condor,
right?
Because he chooses to stay there. Mm-hmm. But like, there were so many directions they could have gone with all of these characters. They could have just focused on that family, and they could have focused on just a family.
Yeah, right? They could have done that instead of bringing in the citizens and all this stuff. But I guess they had to
get the city on the side. Through the family, they could have portrayed the way of life in the city, and that would have aligned us more to the population, to the residents,
and why this kid has an interest in superheroes in America.
Yeah. Like there was so many things they could have done. That's why I think like if they made the at least the B story more personal, with focusing on the family, the brother and the mom and the kid and the other dude, sure, but like focus more on that and give us a Black Adam story intertwined with that.
Yeah,
that would have made a whole lot more sense to me than loud noises, pretty colors, visuals, things go boom, and everyone's satisfied.
I also need that. But yes.
What was the chick's name?
They could have easily put that in there.
Adriana, that was the girl's name, right? The researcher? Pretty sure they say Adriana. Sometimes I wish I could turn the subtitles on in movies so I can like...
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just get the names. Oh, yeah, I do too. Yeah, people hate it.
Am I deaf? Like, I don't understand what you're saying.
I just like to see. I like to see what they're saying.
Sometimes
I think it's probably getting older. Like, because I do it too. Subtitles on everything.
Yeah.
There was a part where
what did you say?
She was like,
it's like, what did you say?
Why did subtitles?
There was a part where like she beat up some prisoners at the end. It was at the end of the movie. Somebody had some prisoners or something. She was beating one of these motherfuckers up in the background. I swear to God. I'm like, y'all didn't notice that?
I don't remember that.
No, she was beating down somebody, man. Like, so who pulled the prisoners back? I can't remember. It was Hawkman. Somebody like brought one of the prisoners to. Remember, because the guy took her son. And Black Adam didn't get the son.
Yeah.
And then they brought the prisoner there.
Right.
And remember, she snatched the crown.
And she started
She started whooping one of the prisoners' asses. I was like, bro, she ain't no chump either.
Yeah,
okay?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she was handling her own. But she made a good point though. Like, where has the Justice Society been?
I like that conversation.
Because she's like, you show up in Kondak after all this time, and we've been under
military
occupation
siege for 27 years. Where were you?
Yeah, where was the Justice League?
Yeah.
Where was Superman? Superman showed up. Like where were you?
I've never seen you before.
Right.
I've never heard of you. I don't know who you are. Like,
where were you? Point. Yeah, and you show up here trying to make rules, and
I enjoyed that. Like that was accurate. I'm like, this is good.
Yeah,
keep it like this. And again, like. Imagine like if you had that level of conflict or conversation throughout.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have made a much better movie if they had made it a little more personal, and then have Black Adam intertwined with that somehow.
So not to make it like super duper like over political, but like me and Claudine definitely had a debate about that like earlier today. And so she agrees to go, and I agree too. Honestly, it's a good point for her to have brought up. Where were you guys when we needed you? Why are you here now?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like the basic answer to that is that you can't have superheroes running over, handling people's
like the Wakanda
internal issues, right, in their country. Because if you had your own hero to do that,
like the Wakanda Accord, like the
Sokovia
Accord, right? I'm sorry, I'm excited for Black Adam 2. Black Adam 2.
But yeah, like
Black Panther 2.
Would you want like Superman over there, like messing with whatever's going on in your government? Because that's
like getting involved in political issues. Superman more saves you from like natural disasters.
Exactly. If there's a hurricane coming, he might come help. Well, it depends, right? Where you like, I'm sure he could do a lot more,
right?
And we all agree that he could do more, but there's a limit that he has to like abide by.
Can Superman roll into Kahndaq and kick out a fascist regime that's trying to take over the city? Like
right, and then to fill
because then who does Superman install as right? Yeah, who did he put as in power?
Because then he adopts that as his place, which he maintains. And in a way, you have to allow humanity to sort their own mess out, right?
Hey, Injustice Superman wouldn't have had that.
No,
shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Injustice Superman took over the world.
Took over the world for that very reason. Mm-hmm. Enough of the squabbling, enough of the crazy, you people doing your silly stuff. I'll fix it.
I want to see that movie. I want to see Injustice Superman, Henry Cavill, corrupted.
Zack Snyder was going there.
Yeah, he was going there. He was going there very slowly, but he was going.
We need to go there slowly because you only get one shot.
I mean, Injustice is a big. It's a like that. The way Injustice starts, it still fucks me up to this day. Like it still messes me up to this day. I'm just like, this is just one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever read. Like this is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So like you do have to get there slowly. It's a slow burn.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to understand so what was the debate about? I don't
so Colleen's perspective, not to misrepresent, I got it wrong, but she was feeling that hey, they have their own hero now. Black Adam is here now. He'll fix everything. He'll be their hero, and the Justice Society has no business coming over here messing with our new champion.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's true. But the thing is, Black Adam was seen as a villain, though. Like he was seen as a threat by Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
So that's why. So she sent the Justice Society over to Kahndaq to stop Black Adam.
Even if he came there neutrally,
she still probably would have sent them.
Seen him as a threat.
Mm-hmm. She probably still would have sent them.
Yeah. Because he's a god tier.
Well, he's got power. Yeah, he's got superpowers.
Somebody said it would be cooler. Like I liked Amanda Waller. Remember at the end when like she floated down on a drone and the hologram popped up and she's like, "Stay in Kahndaq." Wouldn't that have been cooler? Like, it's not my idea. Somebody else said this, but wouldn't that have been cool if it was Batman on the hologram? You know what I'm saying? Like, Batman shows up and like, we need to bring you in. We need to talk. And then Superman comes in, so it's like
that would have made more sense. That would have made way more sense.
Yeah, that would have been dope, right? Like,
that would have made way more sense.
I said, man, that would have been cool. Yeah, no, he's not that. And they couldn't have the Batman because he wouldn't say anything.
Ben, hey, Ben, if you listen to me, do it for us. Like, I know they're hating on you. But I'm here for you.
Yeah, he should do it for us. Hey, come on, man. We want you back, man.
Hey, back in now. Hey. We want you back, man. You were a good Batman.
And if Robert Pattinson happens to be listening to this,
yeah, you can't do it.
No, we want you to do it. We want you to do it because we can't get Ben Affleck, so we need you.
Robert Pattinson
would just, right now.
You would just be on the hologram, just staring and looking around. And he wouldn't say anything. He'd just be like observing what's going on. Like, talk, motherfucker. What do you want? You say something. Yeah, man. That movie, it was cool. That movie had some cool parts. I think I'm gonna watch it again. Yeah, he just walked up on a hologram, not saying nothing. No, I remember me and D had a big review on Batman vs Superman, one of the earlier casts, and I said I didn't like it. Not that I didn't like it. I just thought it was a little slow, and like the hype behind that movie, especially after Man of Steel.
Which movie? Batman v Superman.
Batman v Superman. Like I just
trash.
thought it took. It wasn't trash. It was beautiful.
Trash.
It was beautifully shot. Like everything looked great.
I need to go back and rewatch it again on the third time. But the second time I rewatch it, I was still with it.
The director's cut is better actually because they cut maybe 15 minutes or so of like extra footage. And it just made the story make more sense, you know. But it wasn't that bad. Like I thought like Doomsday didn't need to be shoved in there at the end, but whatever, you know.
Yeah, that was
they could have left him out.
Yeah. Okay,
it wasn't that bad in hindsight.
Doomsday was a problem.
It was
wasted it. And Lex Luthor. Yes, Lex Luthor was the problem.
Oh my God!
Those two issues.
He pushed that Jolly Rancher into dude's mouth. Like it's not my Lex Luthor, man. Like Lex Luthor wouldn't do that shit.
Who was this Riddler?
Lex Luthor. You're right. Lex Luthor is a manipulative, you know,
businessman,
tycoon. Yeah, right. He's not dumb. Like,
I had a lot of other.
Yeah, but I liked Batman and I liked Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I even like Catwoman in that jump.
They did look dope. They look cool.
I like
Catwoman,
Wonder Woman. I like Wonder Woman in that jump. Like it was cool. They had the trifecta. They had the Trinity. It was cool, man. I enjoyed it. I like Batman fighting Superman.
And
that
you know,
was cool.
I think overall, man,
I like the way it would go down.
No.
What are you talking about? Every time it goes down
what? No.
Like that.
No.
Look, the
Batman,
animated movie had a better fight than that.
I love Batman more than Superman any day of the week.
Claudia's wants me to read her comments. She said with explicit. All right.
Exclamates.
All right, going back. Going back to the debate of Superman politics or superhero politics. 1. Superman is political even when he stays in his stupid little town. No matter what, it's always a political decision to not do anything. It's a political decision.
Tired of the superheroes landing in the West and
talking on the West political agenda.
Get
involved in things that benefit us. So, and obviously I got her position wrong. No, that was not what I was saying. She's saying we can't dictate who belongs where, and I was saying we can't dictate who belongs where when we have been dictating the world order, which means promote an American agenda and oppress other people. So you have to get their own heroes, deal with it. They can give up Black Adam with if you give a Superman. I guess I got that totally wrong. I think you need to debate this yourself.
They do get involved in political issues. That's why everybody loves Civil War, because it brought those things to like the surface. Like, can we cross international lines? And you know, Captain America was like, what if there's somewhere we need to go and they don't let us? You know, like what if we have to go somewhere? You know, we don't want to go somewhere and they send us. You know?
And then it was also about motivation. It was also about motivations too, because like
those questions.
Everyone there was motivated for different reasons. Most specifically, Iron Man was only motivated because, like, he had no idea of the damage that the Avengers caused in Age of Ultron. But then when the woman told him that like her son was there and they dropped a mountain on him. It was like, oh shit. And then that's also when like Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver came along, and then also Zemo, like hit like that whole thing. Like that was there was a lot of different motivations there, but it all came down to like the Accords, which is wholly political.
Right. It was like the driving conflict of that movie. Like,
yeah. It was wholly political. Yeah. That's why they made the bad guy a regular ass guy.
It was like the big the villains were the Avengers,
the heroes.
It flipped everything on his head.
Yeah, but that movie was so good.
It was, man. That movie was great, man. Like that was. I remember I kept. Jews got mad at me one time. It's like, man, not every movie can be Civil War. I was like, I'm sorry, bro. It was just such a great movie.
Civil War,
man.
I'm with you. Civil War to me, before
it had everything. It had intrigue, mystery, action.
It was basically Avengers 3. Like it was the real Avengers 3. Yeah. It was Avengers 3, except we had them fighting each other again.
Definitely an Avengers movie.
But I actually agree with Pauline. I'm sorry, Claudine. I'm sorry. Why did I say that? I agree with Claudine because of the Western political agenda, because all of the heroes, like I was talking to her upstairs a little bit about it, but all the heroes were created by people in the West, by Americans, right? All of them. Yeah. So it's like their ideals. It speaks on nationalism, where it's like our way is the right way, and we're gonna almost do a hostile takeover using these superpowered individuals to go to all these foreign countries and take over.
Right.
And it's like they already have Black Adam. Leave him alone. Mm-hmm. Let him do his thing. If he becomes a threat, if he starts killing and burning the world down, then go after him. That's fine. But right now, you're not really justified to just go over there and stop him just because you feel like he's a threat. You know? So, like, I agree with that. I do.
Okay, I feel you on that part alone, but they still got to check him, though. Like, I feel like they have to check him.
Of course they have to check him.
Go over. He shows up
because they don't know. They don't know what side he's on.
Exactly.
They don't know what side he's on. Of course,
ultimately, that's fine. Is going to end in violence, especially considering who he is.
That's fine.
Right?
You know, the thing is, like they did come out swinging. You know, like because Amanda Waller's like, I think he's bad,
and Hawkman didn't give him any kind of like choice. Really, he was just like, I'm about to whoop your ass. I'm gonna whoop your ass. You better deactivate. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
you're right.
Even not that Black Adam would have try to reason with him. Yo, wasn't his real name better? Like Teth Adam? Wasn't that cool, man? Yeah, that shit was dope. I was like, why are you going by Black Adam, man? Like Teth Adam was cool, man. Go by that name.
I was thinking that too, man. Teth Adam was a good name.
Teth Adam.
Like, you wear a lot of black. Let's call you Black Adam.
Why does DC have this thing where like
and that kid, the fucking kid,
racist ass kid,
made a decision. You wear a lot of black. We got to find a different name for you.
And I'm like, oh
boy.
And DC always has this thing at the end of their movies where like the hero has to like level up. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of Aquaman, and he's fighting on top of was it a submarine? No, it was like a Atlantean watercraft, right? They were fighting on top of. And he came out with like the comic accurate suit with the orange, and gold. Black Adam, I was about to call him Teth Adam. Black Adam did the same thing. Like at the end, like when he first came out of prison, he was in the cloak and he had the hood on, which looked better anyway. I was like,
that looks way better.
You don't need a cape.
Way better.
They should have kept.
They should have kept that.
You don't need a cape.
I agree.
Like the cape, Black Adam. I'm like, why the cape? Like, he literally has never worn a cape.
He looked cooler with the
cloak.
If you're going to do
the hood,
cloak, have the cloak on.
Like, do that.
But he came out with like the gold gauntlets and the gold boots. And I was like, nah, I like the darker kind of,
again, something they could have, if they had ended the movie where
I
thought
you're
they
right.
were going to end, they could have saved that for like another movie, or do it as a redesign. Incorporate it somehow as a redesign for the next movie.
Not just pop up Power Ranger style with a new costume.
Yeah. He just came out with the new costume, which I mean, I guess whatever. The Rock is so big, like they didn't have to. You could tell, like the Shazam guy is like kind of in a suit. You know what I mean? I don't know if the actor's that big, and I've never seen a picture of the guy, but it looks like a suit.
He's fairly big, but not like that.
Yeah. The Rock, they're just like, man, put this shit on, man. It's just like a Halloween costume to him and shit, man. He just puts the shit on, just. The Rock, don't homo. The Rock probably ain't wearing no drawers under there, nothing, man. Just in big as hell, just sitting in the suit on set. You go around that big, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, you're so big. Let me see, flex your muscles and shit." Like, yeah, all right, man. Here, like, fuck. Like, how often does the Rock get asked to flex every day? You know what I mean? Like, the Rock can't just walk through the mall. They're gonna be like, "God damn, this dude big as hell, man." Like, yo, flex on him real quick. You just gotta rip it every time, man. You just gotta flex.
I mean,
if I was that big, you're never gonna see me. I'm only gonna wear tank tops, like everywhere. The winter time, I'm going around with a tank top.
I don't get cold.
Yeah, muscles don't get cold.
Muscles don't get cold.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I'm never going around like that, man. Yeah, I mean, Teth Adam. Pierce Brosnan. This guy has star power, man, because he kept doing the Black Panther thing. Like he kept taking his helmet off to talk. I guess that was like deactivation.
More for the audience.
He looked so dope with the helmet on.
Yeah, he did. That helmet looked like his whole costume looked cool. Like I was like, man, he looks like a bad guy. I would go see his solo movie if they came out one.
Yeah,
really, I would too.
Yeah,
I would totally.
I'm so curious about it. I don't know jack about like
Dr. Fate.
I really don't.
Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate is a weird character. But the thing about Dr. Fate is like that's why I said before. I don't know if we were still muted, but like they underpowered him because Dr. Fate, like Shazam, Black Adam, Dr. Fate are magic based, right? Which is why they cause problems for Superman.
Yeah. Yes,
right? Because Superman
not only is he weak to kryptonite, but he's
weak to magic
against Black Adam.
Oh yeah,
much bigger deal.
So it's like Dr. Fate, like fighting magic with magic. I think that was like it was so smart of them to take that approach. Although all he really did was like the shadow clone jutsu, and he used all of them to kind of like hold whoever until someone could come, like Hawkman could come in and knock him out or something.
Smasher, is that his name? Was it Captain Atom? What was the guy's name?
Ant-Man.
Basically, so Hawkman is Falcon. It's Ant-Man, Captain Atom, and all that. Yeah.
Storm.
But I do like the look of the DC characters, though. I like how they make them look like. I like Hawkman in the Hawk helmet. You know what I mean? Like,
that was really cool.
Yeah, I like it. They make their heroes look like the heroes. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, Aquaman. Like, he came out, he had the suit on at the end. That was cool. I liked it. But Pierce Brosnan had star power. They kept doing the same Black Panther thing, taking his helmet off so he could talk, have some dialogue. The guy who played Atom Smasher, we barely saw that actor's face at all, though. He's a nobody in Hollywood, man. You don't get screen time, bro. Okay, we saw his face, but he's no Pierce Brosnan, bro.
Both him and Gale or Wind or Gust or whatever her name was.
I thought they didn't do a good job of letting her like
Hurricane.
He explained that she was like intellectually gifted.
I thought she was like a tinkerer,
and she never had like a moment where she figured something out for them or something.
Nope.
Yeah, she just came in doing her wind
thing.
A lot.
Yeah. She was at her computer a lot, and then she did her wind thing. And I'm like, don't care about her.
What did her wind do?
I thought she was cool. She
like moved some bars around. I'm not sure what that even would have almost done.
I think she's kind of like an airbender.
That was like surrounding a dude with toothpicks.
Like you saw him just rip through a mountainside, right?
Yeah,
like
he walls.
I think that's like.
It's gonna flap my
he was just walking through walls. I'm like, dude, like, come on, man, use the damn door, bro. Just busting through walls and shit.
When he flew in the room, and Brosnan was just sitting on the couch. He flew through the wall. It was like
there's a door right there.
He's like, there's no windows on your phone, no doors on your phone.
He was just busting up walls, man. Like he walked through the wall, and the dude was sitting on the couch, and he was just looking back at him. He was like walking the couch along.
No, that's rock comedy. Okay?
Yeah. That is the rock comedy,
and I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was
that was funny. That was funny. I'll give it that. But like, yeah,
man.
It's like they don't have doors where you're from.
Right. Yeah, they have them everywhere.
They got doors everywhere.
Yeah, I think that's about it, man. I like that movie, man. I don't.
For me, it was a cool. I guess after discussion, I'll drop to an 8.
I just wish there were a lot of things that they did differently.
It was just a fun movie. I had fun.
It was fun. It was fun. But The Rock, if he had his accent, maybe a little bit more authentic.
Yeah,
if they had one in a more political.
The Rock cannot. Yeah, The Rock can't carry the accent.
I mean, again, he doesn't care. Yeah, he doesn't care. But
I think Arnold Schwarzenegger had more acting range than The Rock. You know what I mean? Like. Because Arnold
after a while,
not at first, but after a while, Arnold was kindergarten cop, and he was commando.
Terminator 2,
right? Terminator
2.
Okay, he did do a pretty good job.
Terminator 2, yes, he did. Come on,
he
now.
did. In Terminator 2, he did.
Terminator 2, especially when they switched his chip from basic mode to learning mode.
But remember,
he started acting so much more human. Yeah. When he stopped acting like a robot when he did the switch, he became a lot more like animated, for lack of a better word.
I think underrated.
The baseline was regular robot though.
But he was supposed to play a robot because he is literally a robot. But now he's learning.
We're talking about range.
But now he's learning. I'm saying after that point, you see how his acting improved drastically. Because he was supposed to act more.
He was in
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who had more range? Arnold Schwarzenegger in T2 or Johnny 5 in Short Circuit.
Johnny
5, you're crazy. Yo, you didn't almost cry in that movie?
Yeah,
I think you're being a little hard.
But you didn't. But come on, you didn't almost cry when Arnold Schwarzenegger went down into the fucking
that was his best performance.
That was dope. I was cool as hell, but I wasn't like teary.
Okay, Arnold
I was.
Schwarzenegger. Look,
Especially when John Connor's like, don't go, because like you're like my dad, don't go, and I'm like, oh.
Arnold did Predator. That's an underrated acting movie for Arnold. Man, he did Twins. That was great.
What?
I mean,
wait, Twins
with Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
He did Kindergarten Cop. You know, he's had some like he's not just.
What about
strictly
True
action.
Lies? Come on, guys.
True Lies was cool as shit.
I
Yeah.
hate True Lies.
What?
He had Eraser. Eraser was cool.
Eraser.
He was in there with Jessica Williams. Is that her name?
You hate True Lies?
Wait, which one's True Lies? This one.
That's when.
This one with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Remember, she was like.
But the one with
where he's a spy. Where he's a spy and he keeps it from his wife for like 15 years.
And then Eraser was Jessica Williams, where he like erased her.
Yeah, Jessica Williams is the one.
Yeah,
okay. I was thinking Jessica Williams. That was Eraser.
Jessica Williams.
Is that her name?
Vanessa Williams.
Vanessa Williams. Yeah, you're saying Jessica.
I didn't like that.
I liked it. I thought it was cool.
I thought it was cool.
It was all right. But
What
The
about-
Rock had.
End
I
of
don't remember
Days?
True Lies.
What about End of Days? I thought End of Days he had a good range.
End of Days was
range.
cool. Yeah.
Which one was in the days?
He was
the
like
one
the
where
devil,
he
and the devil came and tried to.
well, he was like
take over the
he
girl.
he had to stop the devil from taking over like his daughter or
I
something
never
like
seen
that.
this.
You know, so End of Days.
You know, so End of Days, it was cool.
You should check it out. It was pretty cool.
It's like a Catholic, apocalyptic
Wait,
kind of
was he
thing.
like a priest?
No,
Like
he
a
wasn't a
warrior
priest. He was
priest?
just a dad. But like he tried to stop
No, I don't
like, the
think he was
devil
a dad. I
from
think he
possessing
was
his daughter.
I think he was an investigator or something. He was a cop, and he started protecting
I
that
think
girl.
you're right.
Yeah,
I think you're
because
right. That's right.
like the church
Yeah,
tried to
he was a
murder
cop.
her. It was cool. You
Yeah.
gotta see it.
It was
But
pretty cool.
The Rock has nowhere near that range.
I don't think he does.
You know,
I
of
don't
Arnold
think he does.
Schwarzenegger. The Rock is just The Rock, and
But it took Arnold Schwarzenegger a long time.
Like my
to
main
get-
Arnold Schwarzeneggers were like Total Recall, Predator,
Total
Terminator.
Recall is such a trip.
Total Recall. When
Like,
he pulled that
yes.
big ass thing out his nose.
Commando
like
was a movie. Yeah, the old like early 90s movie, like
Conan?
Running Man.
Conan.
Was the first Conan, the Barbarian. That was a good.
See, that was.
He had some range there.
I disagree. I
It was
think
plastic,
in
but it-
that movie was straight up like action fest.
Yeah, but he
You
had to
know?
do things. Like he had
Shirtless
to
action and gore and sex.
He
That's
bit
all
a
it was.
vulture. You remember the vulture tried to pick at him? He bit the fucking bird and shit. You know what I'm saying? He was tied up. Come on, that's range, bro.
He was like,
No green screen. He just did it.
You bit an actual bird.
He did bite the shit out of that show too.
Thank God it only
Bit
took
a
us 4
pelican
takes to
over
do
his
that.
ass.
He ate 4 birds.
He did
We
murder
only
that
have
joint,
7
though.
birds.
One of those birds, man. Those retakes, man.
The Rock is just the Rock. No, man. That's just cut. Yeah, he's like, fuck.
You get that Joe start coughing.
That cut. Conan doesn't cough. Conan, no. Conan doesn't cough.
Yeah, man. The Rock could play,
Schwarzenegger, do it right.
The Rock could play a good Conan. I think they could probably do Conan with The Rock. I think he'd be good at it. I mean, if he could swing a sword, like a prop sword, you know.
Well, we saw Hercules. You saw Hercules, right?
Yes. Well, The Rock, yeah, that was horrible. They never do a good Hercules movie, man. They did one before with some big guy. Yeah, and it was like it just sucks.
Well, I mean, we have Hercules coming in the MCU now, so that's something. And he's played
I'm not
by
impressed by that guy.
He's played by the dude Roy from Ted Lasso. Not sure if you guys watched that show. It's a great show.
That was so dumb. Like the way that I'm talking about like the you got reminded me of the whole Russell Crowe thing when he comes like prancing on the screen and I'm like, man, this is so dumb. Weird. Like, pay this guy some respect, man. It's Russell Crowe. Why do you have Russell Crowe come back to act like an idiot? And like, you know what I mean? Like he didn't even I didn't take him seriously.
Zeus, Thor, Love and Thunder. The Thor.
I was gonna say Thor Ragnarok.
You didn't see it?
Nah,
oh shit. It's on Disney Plus. Watch it.
I mean, you're not missing anything.
You don't care?
It didn't look.
It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
You're not missing anything. They should have
You're not
taken that
missing
movie way more seriously. Marvel should have.
Yeah,
because
really
that's one of their tentpole actors.
They really should.
From the very beginning.
They
went them like for a goof.
They went like 1,000% on the comedy, and they didn't do anything with the serious. They didn't have a good balance of serious at all.
Right. Like you got the Guardians of the Galaxy there. You got.
I feel like that.
I thought she was kind of cool, but then it's like
they kept throwing
that comedy, the comedy aspect, even with her. And I'm like, Natalie Portman is not a comedic actress whatsoever. Like her lines just didn't land with the comedy aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, this sucks.
Well, yeah, I mean, Black Adam's dope. I say go see
Give
it,
her a
guys.
show.
You talking about
Lady Thor?
You know, nah,
Give her a show.
Jane Foster Thor. Give her a show.
Well,
Give
I
her a
mean,
show.
I hate to break it to you, but you have to watch the end of Thor: Love and Thunder, and you'll understand she won't have a show.
she doesn't need a show.
She don't need a show
at all. But yeah, I mean, anything else to say on Black Adam?
That was fast. Anyway, I'll watch it. Black Adam. Yeah, Claudia has commentary. Let's see. The creation of Avengers or the Justice Society is a move to make sure we impose our Western views and political games. And also the end of the movie with him in prison, meant the movie was not about Black Adam. If they ended with him in prison, it means it wasn't about Black Adam. Mm-hmm. And
I mean, to me, honestly, a big criticism I do have about the movie is that Black Adam, it seemed like he was a supporting character in his own movie. I thought the movie should have been called The Justice Society of America featuring Black Adam. Because they played more of a role in that movie than he did.
But he's the star, Besides that blazer my man had on, Hawkman had on, like Rock is a star. Yeah, that joint was tight. It was clean.
Talk, man.
I mean, I thought Pierce Brosnan was the star. Mm-hmm. I thought he was the star. I thought he was, to me, he was the only character, except Hawkman too, but they were the only characters that played their characters like truthfully.
Somebody said they actually like
they stuck to the script on that.
Man, real talk.
Yeah, I do too.
I think they'll bring back Dr. Fate. Or you think that's it? Because the helmet's there.
The thing about Dr. Fate,
he's the only one that ever has the helmet.
So the thing about Dr. Fate is that whoever wears the helmet becomes Dr. Fate. It's not like assigned to a particular person. It's just that
doesn't the helmet choose?
It's just that Rolf Kent. Yeah, the helmet has to choose you, but Rolf Kent is the person who has worn the helmet the longest, and it's also kept him alive for a very long time.
Had it though? I don't know anybody.
Kid Flash has worn it at one point.
Yeah, but who actually had? Because Kid Flash had it for
not Kid Flash. Kent.
He was the main
He's the guy that's been wearing the helmet the longest. But anyone can wear the helmet and be Dr. Fate, but it does have to choose you. Not any. I would say I shouldn't say it like that. Not anyone can wear the helmet, but the helmet can choose anyone to wear it if it sees you. If it decides that you're worthy of wearing the helmet, kind of like Thor's hammer.
They should just bring him back.
Guaranteed they're going to do a Justice
easily
Society
just
movie.
Rematerialize his ass.
They're going to do a Justice Society movie. They have to.
That would be dope.
Yeah, I would go see it.
And with other people other than, can we talk about how irrelevant those two, Cyclone and?
Oh, I thought we already did, but yeah, absolutely irrelevant.
Incredibly irrelevant. Like the movie could have happened without them at all.
Yes, no but difference. I like seeing them.
It would have made.
I didn't mind the girl. Her powers were kind of trash. I mean, nobody would. I figure she's like an airbender, right? So like those wouldn't be bad powers. Like it wouldn't be bad to be Aang. I
just saw her as Storm.
Yeah,
like a low level Storm.
Storm.
But I thought Adam Smasher
was way more powerful. Yeah.
More. Like lightning is.
Am I saying his name right? Is it Adam Smasher? Atom.
Yeah, Adam
right.
Smasher.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought he was cool. He looked cool.
Struck by lightning.
Same thing happens to everything else.
Boo. I saw somebody in the review said The Rock's charisma and really came through in this movie. I'm like, really? Like, I mean, because he's like, yeah, he's charismatic as a person, but I'm like, in this movie, he was like,
they meant his muscles.
Yeah, it was like
his charisma.
He has natural charisma because he does shows like Ballers and stuff like that. Like it comes through, but like this movie, he was supposed to be like stoic and quiet. Like did his charisma come through?
But imagine if he approached the role with an actual accent. Maybe just give it a try.
Somebody said they got to give him the pointed ears. They could have did the pointed ears. I don't know.
That too.
I guess actually it will probably look like too elfish.
That too. And it's funny that the Rock's like old haircut, like with the extreme widow's peak, is like Black Adam's haircut. And I'm not sure if that had anything to do with. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with why the Rock originally wanted to play him. I'm saying. Yeah. I'm saying though.
It just would have been simple to do. Now, I was wondering if that was going to be a racist trope. Because remember, Black Adam came up in like the 50s, right? This is the old character, standing back at him. You needed a bad Arabian, an Arab man. He was going to be, what would you call it? 1,000 stories of what was it called?
What?
Anyway,
yeah,
it's gonna be a racist trope. So they gave him the pointy ears like a genie, right? They gave him the wicked slicked back hair, right? They gave him the Jafar look, right? Old school style. So was that racist? I don't know. I don't think so though, because I think it's fine. I thought he was just magical.
So wait, but they also drew the eyebrows on him, just kind of like taking me out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, that is the Rock.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that is the Rock.
That is
the
the Rock. They just photoshopped
some Photoshop here.
Darken his eyebrows a little bit.
Yeah.
If they gave him some eyeshadow, I might have a problem. But
yeah,
still, like
I think he looks okay. I love the look of the DC heroes in their movies, like the suits. You know, like they look like armorish. It doesn't just look like they're just in a piece of plastic or something. You know what I mean? Like it looks like they're in some kind of body armor, like Batman suit, the Flash. Yeah, all of them have this look, you know. Yeah, they all
like
have this
spandex.
Like, yeah.
You know, and I have to say, I both like and don't like this with the lightning bolt being like obscured. I really like it because it shows like his age, but like I really wish it was more prominent. You know.
And then at the end, that's when they came with the straight gold Flash and the gold gauntlets and the gold boots.
Yeah,
you know, yeah,
that's true. That's
more
true.
gold.
Yeah. Because I liked his suit. I liked his suit. I just wish this was more prominent, you know? Like that's his symbol.
Yeah.
So, or it's the Shazam symbol, I should say. But like,
so I looked up something that said Shazam for Shazam is based on Greek gods, and Shazam for Black Adam is based on Egyptian. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like Seth, you know, Horus, you know what I mean? Like and yeah, I mean, I guess that's cool because I was like, why did they say the same word? Oh, okay, yeah. So
based on the acronym is different. Right. Different. The powers are coming from different.
So
places.
Why is Shazam called Shazam?
Well, he's actually called Captain Marvel.
Boo.
But they called him Captain Marvel because you know, I mean, they called him Shazam because obviously there was a there's a conflict with Marvel already having a character called Captain Marvel, so they decided to have him call him Shazam,
which I think is fine.
Yeah. That movie's gonna be so horrible.
They need to hurry up.
That movie actually needs this dude in it. Like this one.
That's what they
like
missed.
This one.
Oh. That's what they. But real talk, they need Black Adam in that movie.
They do.
Because I saw Lucy Liu. I love Lucy Liu, but she doesn't seem to be have enough of a role to carry.
Fury of the Gods.
You see the trailer?
It's called Fury of the Gods.
It's called what?
It's called Fury of the Gods, the second Shazam movie, right? Like, have him in it.
They could catch us all off guard.
What a concept!
It could actually be good.
Well, they need to
make him the villain.
A good trailer because they about to miss me, yo.
You know, I'm getting mad at too. They keep showing the same damn trailer of Avatar. You know, Way of Water, is it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm like, can we see a different trailer? Goddamn it! It's been months, man. Like I'm like,
it's been how many years?
It's been years.
My hype for this movie based upon the trailer is dying down.
First movie.
Like, give me some new footage.
It's been 13 years since the first movie. And is the movie coming out this year or next year?
December.
Okay. So it'll be 13 years.
That movie was so cool because the true 3D effect was crazy. Like I've never seen anything like that before that time. I went to the
gorgeous movie.
And like it took me to that planet. I was on Pandora. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I was there. You know, like the fauna, the plants were different, the animals. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see what they do with this movie, but are we just gonna be in the water the whole time? It's like, why do we call it the Way of Water, man? Can we go up to like the mountains?
Well, I do know that James Cameron loves water in his movies.
I'm excited for this movie
water
because he gave us. They came and brought back the same director, making it the second part to his movie. Don't know why the hell it took so long. I don't either. And like,
I know that he's got a gun, and I know he's got a manatee that jumps out the water, looks like a seahorse.
So who's the humans? Who's the human?
Who's the human kid? That's.
So like, did they have a kid?
I always have a test of the first movie. I'll give you guys. I'll tell you guys the question of the test. So, first Avatar. Can you name any character in the movie? Just any character at all. Like that's not Jake Sully.
Who?
Jake Sully. Let me see.
The main character.
You had Natiri
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. Natiri.
You know the actors.
That's
No, Nateri. Was that her name? That was the girl, the blue girl.
I don't think that was her name.
It was Zoe.
Zoe Saldana's character, right? I don't think that was her name.
I
think it was like Nateri, something like that. Let me see. Wait a second.
Anyone else?
No. The character in the movie. Who was the guy with the scars on his face? The captain. Damn it! Nah, I know his name. I just haven't seen the movie in a minute.
Right.
But you know what I'm talking about. That dude was cool though.
No, I know what you're talking about. What was his name in the movie?
Wait, I'm trying to think. But hey, it's been 13 years.
No, that's the problem. I mean, that's the problem. To me, that was the problem with the first Avatar movie. It was gorgeous, but it was Fern Gully. It was Fern Gully, the Last Rainforest, made 25 years later.
I loved it, man.
You know, like
he's walking by like the plants and like slapping the plants and they're blooming up. You know what I'm saying? Like
just like in Fern Gully.
And I'm taking all the glasses. I'm taking all the glasses. I'm looking at the screen, and I'm like, no, I can't see. They put them shits on. It just comes back. I'm like, man, that's probably one of the best movie experiences I've ever had.
It's a shame we had it 25 years prior.
That and when Darth Vader showed up at the end of Rogue One, man, that was like everybody got up, started clapping and shit, man. That shit was so dope.
I was nervous because he just went, because I was like, oh.
Yeah. I was like, I almost got up and kneeled.
Run! You tell him to run. I'm about to run.
Yeah, I'm about to get killed, man.
We're all about to die.
That kind of reminds me, like real quick. I really, really wanted to see the original, like episode 9, like what they had, like Duel of the Fates. They were gonna call it Duel of the Fates, and they had like such a cool fucking concept for the original episode 9 for Star Wars, and I'm like, man, it's a shame that cancel culture kind of fucking threw that out with them saying we don't want the original director, because they wanted the dude who directed the first Jurassic World to be the director of. They had it planned already that JJ and then Rian Johnson and then Colin Trevorrow was going to do episode 9, and then
I'm trying to get the episodes lined up in my head, right? So like Attack of the Clones, is that the first one?
No.
Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones. Yeah.
Return of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith. Then the next 3 start. So 9. So you're starting at 7. So 7 is Force Awakens. And then Last Jedi, and then Rise of Skywalker.
I hate even adding Last Jedi in there, man. I was on 8. I just excluded Last Jedi from my memory, man. Can't believe they did my man Luke like that, man.
Yeah.
And that sucked too, because that movie was beautiful. Like, it looked good. And if they just nailed Luke at the end, just to have him take that goddamn
that Force Ghost fake out was
cool.
It was really cool, but it was just like,
did you have to die after that?
Freaking Skywalker, man.
Like what kind of payoff is this?
Like, we'll talk. Like, if he'd have done that, and he wouldn't have died to be able to do other things later.
That would have been so fucking. That would have been so. I was like, I'm back on board.
Of power.
Yeah, I'm back on board.
Like, imagine
you truly are the Last Jedi.
To project yourself to an entire army of people. Across the galaxy. How much power is that?
Right.
That's dope.
Right.
But he died after it.
Yeah,
he died
doing it.
If he was gonna die,
it's a bunch of
you might as well just
stupid ass payoff, man.
If he was gonna die, why not have him die after taking out that army and like sacrifice himself so the other people can get away or something? If he's gonna die, have him go there, do some cool shit. You know what I mean?
Don't have him displayed like that.
Because that was so fucking
when
cool.
He walked out and like faced down that army and like I'm like, dog, he's about to be like Star Killer, man.
I'm like, this is what we've been waiting for for a long fucking time.
I want to see what Luke Skywalker can do.
I don't understand.
I mean, that whole trilogy had problems. Like Finn, my boy. Yo, they did him so dirty.
Should have been so bad.
He should have been. What was that?
About Mace Windu and his lineage,
his progeny.
Like,
what is it?
No, his whole like bloodline are like powerful Force users from a planet called Karobi or something.
Yeah, and he got thrown out the window.
There's other essential windows, and he has a brother out there who's a like high tier, not a Sith because he doesn't have Sith training, but he's a Force user who's just out there. It's just like,
why?
He really could have been a descendant of that line.
Yeah.
He didn't have to be Mace Windu.
They shouldn't have ignored it. He could have
been of that line easily.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, my man, like they had us all fooled in the trailers, right? Like you see my man in the posters and the advertisements and the trailers. My man is holding that lightsaber, and he's the only one holding that fucking lightsaber. And I'm like, yo, we finally we did it.
Yeah.
We in there. You know finally.
He didn't have to be like
I know what happened.
Jedi necessarily, but he could have been more like a bounty hunter. You know what I mean? Like a Boba Fett type of kind.
I wanted him to be a Jedi, user, man. I wanted him to be a Jedi.
Be a Force user. He didn't have to be a Jedi, but he had to be a Force user. Mm-hmm. He needed a lightsaber of his own
because the whole Force Awakens and the fact that he defects from the Stormtroopers after seeing his friend die. That could have been like the Force. Like you know, coming to him,
catalyzing moment.
Like it could have been like created in him. Like oh shit,
and we never saw that idea.
The bolt stopping right in front of him, and then they're like, "Oh, Kylo Ren did it."
Yeah, I'm like, guys.
Yeah. And was Kylo Ren even a Sith? I mean, I don't think he was actual Sith. You know,
Kylo Ren. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't think he was. He never finished his training.
He was definitely a fanboy.
He wanted to be.
So the Sith are extinct. At the end, I don't know how this turned into a Star Wars cast, but
that's how they get you.
No, sorry.
We're already here. We're already here
now. Fault. Sorry.
But yeah, like remember when Finn, I forget what movie was it? Last Return of the Skywalker, whatever it was.
The last one.
Yes. So remember, she has to get out to the down Death Star, right? And like she goes out there, Kylo Ren's there, and Finn's like, we gotta go help Rey. We gotta get to Rey. And they run all the way out there. How'd they even get there? It's like didn't the girl fly him out there or something? You know? Remember he got on the thing and like his whole plan, he ran up to the edge and was like, Rey! You know what I mean? I'm like, that was your plan, bro? Like you didn't have nothing else to do?
I think that was Force Awakens, actually, man.
I don't even, was it? No. Because like, they were in that's when Kylo Ren was like stalking her or something. She had something. Right, the holocron or something. Yeah, because
on the planet. With
because the Death Star is like in the ocean.
Yeah, it's like
they have to like get out to it,
and they were on the Death Star fighting for a moment.
But yeah, I was like, that was a time for you to come up and do something cool, man. Like you just ran up to the edge and was like,
that last piece with the map.
Was it the same movie where they were doing like which I thought was actually really cool, where they were doing like the mental conversations with each other?
Kylo Ren and Rey. They kept flashing in front of each other.
They were in front of each other, but they were in different places and having conversations.
And come to find out, the Palpatine was the one connecting them, or was it Snoke?
There's Palpatine.
That whole damn thing was just crazy, man. What the hell happened with Snoke?
Snoke
looked so fucking. Yeah, but he looked so cool in that scene.
This nigga was the epitome of evil. And I always expect evil to survive somehow. So to me, that was cool as hell.
They should have just kept Snoke. You didn't even have to bring back Palpatine, man. Snoke looked so cool, that like gold robe on, like he just looked like a badass, man. You know?
He died,
so he just got sliced in half. Like, bruh, come on, man.
Yeah, I really, really, really wish I could have seen, or we could have seen, Duel of the Fates. Like,
yeah,
what is that anyway?
That was the original concept for Episode 9. Where they would have had, I hope I'm getting this right, but I have to look it up. But like they would have like alternate like everything. But basically, it wound up being that it would have been like a big battle with Rey and Kylo Ren going up against, like, you know, Snoke, and it wouldn't have been a Palpatine. That wouldn't have been a thing, but it would have been like Snoke and the entire like First Order. And it would have been like a huge fucking thing. Finn would have played a bigger part, a different part. I'm not sure if he would have been a Jedi. Was that?
It would have had the First Order in that?
Yeah, the First Order. I mean, the First Order they were the antagonists for the trilogy, but like it would have been like a whole huge thing where it was going to be like.
Oh, I'm thinking about that.
And then they would have brought, they don't say who, but they say they would have brought like another Sith, who underwent training. I'm not sure if it was like Count Dooku. Or it would have been like Darth Bane or Darth Tyrannus. And actually, no, I think Darth Tyrannus is Count Dooku. Darth Bane was one of Darth Bane, I think, was the first Sith apprentice. Because you know how it's it is with the Sith. It's just like, you know,
he like essentially,
you know, once a held the power. Yes, yeah. exactly. So they would have reintroduced him and had Kylo Ren, Rey going up against that dude.
Wait, how? Because Darth Vader's from a millennia before that.
He survived.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the original concept. Read up about it. But that was the original concept.
What's it
Duel
called?
of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates. All right, I'm looking at that joke.
Duel of the Fates. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that would have been a lot better than an episode 9 we got.
Yeah.
They all look great. It's just the story was the main problem with a lot of those joints.
I just don't understand.
The best Star Wars project Disney's come out with is Rogue One to me. Solo wasn't that bad. Like Rogue One was just dope, and then that part with Darth Vader just capped it off.
Solo was fun. I really enjoyed the Kessel Run part of that movie. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Well, y'all want it because I ain't watching Mandalorian.
Like you weren't thinking.
I'm sorry, Mandalorian was dope as fuck.
Nah,
I heard it was.
People praise the Mandalorian, and I'm not gonna,
But cinematic.
Rogue One was definitely great. It was a great movie, movie.
You weren't even thinking lightsaber until he popped that son bitch, man. Actually, it was crazy because everybody got up cheering and whatnot. I couldn't help it, man. I almost got up and kneeled. You know what I mean? Lord Vader. Yeah.
It's like you saw this hallway, you see darkness, and then you see a red lightsaber just like.
Did you guys watch Kenobi?
No, I haven't watched Kenobi.
All right, man. You need to watch Kenobi. Man.
I heard Andor is pretty good too.
I need
to watch that.
Yeah.
You know what I need? Because my favorite aspects of Star Wars is the aerial battles and the lightsaber stuff. I need more of the lightsaber stuff.
Lightsabers all day.
If any of these series have
why did I always feel like Rey was an amateur fighting with a lightsaber, man?
She was because she was a Mary Sue.
And yeah,
there's so many techniques.
Choreography.
There are eight styles.
And how did they not know this?
So good.
How did they not know that? Like that the moviegoers, you need the lightsaber battles, man. You need those. This is Star Wars, man.
Like say what you want about Episode 1, but it still has the best lightsaber battle in the entire fucking series.
I like Return of the Sith.
No, not Return of the Sith. With Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I like that one too.
That
was
right.
Cool. That was cool.
But with Darth Maul,
that was
come
dope.
on. But I think that was still the best.
That one was definitely one of the because that's one of the ones that reignited the whole lightsaber fighting.
Yes,
because even before that,
because it was like Hong Kong
Luke versus Vader. With this,
but at the same time, to that credit, it was more emotional.
Yeah.
Right. That was more emotion based. It wasn't like technique. It was more like anger, and Darth Vader's like, "Yes, Luke, yes, get angry, get angry."
So you feel like with Rey, they could have like some cool stunt. Like you have to nail the lightsaber battles. You know what I'm saying?
Like
you have to nail the lightsabers. What are we doing?
I think Phantom Menace had like the dopest lightsaber battle, and I'll give credit to The Last Jedi also. When Rey and Kylo Ren were taking on that entire room.
Yeah, that was dope.
The red room with Snoke watching. I thought that was good.
I definitely feel like Kylo Ren had techniques.
Mm-hmm. Yo, Kylo Ren, I feel like everyone underestimates Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is so strong in the Force. Like, you remember in the beginning of The Force Awakens, you remember when someone, like you were talking about it just before, but when I think it was Poe that shoots a blaster, he stops it, and he's able to keep it frozen, turn around, and have a whole fucking conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
While the shit still stops. He's still using mental energy to keep that shit at bay.
Like that's
without using his hand. And I'm like, yo, he is such a high level Force user. Mm-hmm. It was insane.
And then I feel like he's so underestimated. The whole fact that they were able to pull material across time space.
Yes.
That's like something else.
So like, despite Rey being a Mary Sue, the fact that they were able to have to do that, not only fight each other on different planes, but like at the same time, they were also able to have conversations with each other, like telepathic conversations. Yeah. Like they weren't even the same fucking planet, and they were having conversations with each other. That's fucking crazy.
That's something that hasn't been touched on in the whole Force, which is, man, the question is, are they ever going to do more Star Wars movies? Because the way they
supposedly they were going to give Rian Johnson, the Last Jedi director, they were going to give him his own trilogy, but that got squashed. Okay, and then they started doing the TV shows.
You need to get whoever directed Rogue One. Leave with the shows. Been your best project.
Because Mandalorian, seeing Ahsoka and Mandalorian was like
I would love to
amazing.
see. I would love to see Clone Wars.
They're gonna have the Ahsoka movie. Movie
TV show.
They're gonna have. They're gonna develop the shows. We're gonna see more. They're gonna have to work their way up to movies again because
I feel like they need to. I feel like they need
to reestablish confidence, man. I think that's what they're working on right now.
I feel like they really need to do. Yeah,
because like the shows are so good when you see.
And I mean, I've seen episodes of The Mandalorian. I've seen episodes of The Mandalorian. The quality is high.
Yes,
they all look like movies.
Yes.
Like all the episodes look like movies. You know, like they're shot with an extremely high budget. I get it. I see it. I'm like, wow, this looks really good. Looks like a movie. They do like all like mini movies, but
they need to make the movies more grounded in
like the lore of
Star Wars. Of the Force, right?
Right.
The Force related stuff. Like you always have all this stuff that's going on.
The Jedi and the Sith.
But people watch Star Wars kind of for the political stuff. We understand it's a big representation of the world.
It's huge.
But we want the magical laser swords.
Yes, we want the fucking lightsabers. God damn it! I want the lightsabers, and I want the air battles too. Those are very entertaining to me. I love those.
Yeah, like the Jedi.
I just got Squadrons. The game.
Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, on VR.
Really?
It's on VR. It's on sale right now on
Steam.
On Steam.
Okay.
I just caught the joint today. I'm about to play that joint.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the Jedi and the Sith has always been like the central conflict of Star Wars, and they use magical light swords.
And it's interesting too because like the Jedi, right? Like there's
a whole pre-world of Star Wars thousands of years before,
and
they're working on the what's that era before the Jedi. I can't remember now. The
Old Republic.
Old Republic.
Yeah.
They have the whole Old Republic.
Yeah.
Right.
They have.
And there's a huge lore on that, and then you got the whole
the Knights of the Old Republic. Did you ever play those games? The Knights of the Old Republic.
I have another thing. They're so old looking. It's hard.
Yeah, they are old looking, but they still hold up. Trust me, the gameplay is still great.
Okay,
but they still hold up. But the graphics are not.
It looks
great.
It's like that's like PlayStation 1. I'm like, woo!
They have the cinematics.
Like, that's one polygon. That's okay. That's one polygon.
But the story, and the gameplay still hold up. Okay, trust me. So if you can suffer through the graphics, you'll have a good time.
They have the cinematics on YouTube, and they talk about the twins.
The twins.
Yeah, man. Why
that's
why we're so mad at the Star Wars movies, because like you have the Old Republic. Go tell some stories from them. You know, like you don't have to repeat. Like
it's the same thing. It's the same thing with like the Force Awakens, where everyone also thought, or at least I thought, that Rey and Kylo Ren were Han Solo's kids.
Mm-hmm.
Were Han Solo and Leia's kids.
Right.
The twins.
Right? That's what we thought.
Like, yes, because they even have that one poster. Where she's holding her staff, and then like right next to her staff, he's holding his lightsaber. But it's like I feel like everyone was fooled. Like, oh, they're the twins. Like they're the twins. Finn's gonna be the new Jedi, the new lightsaber user. Like and Poe's gonna be the new Han Solo. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's go.
You know. Like, but they just went in a completely different direction.
Creative themselves. They went overboard with the creativity. They're like, oh, let's not do this. Let's make it like it, but do something different.
Because the Old Republic is a dope story.
It's such a good story. It's
you didn't have to
fantastic
repeat
story.
Everything. It's like
it's such a good story, and I'm just like, yo.
Yeah, you could tell anything, man. Like, go, there's another order that's hunting Jedi and Sith.
Remember this, your D? Old school.
Oh snap!
I just found that jump in the bin.
Right.
The old Wu-Tang jump, man. I wish they continued that.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I was just
right. We're reminiscing on this joint.
Yeah, man. Like.
But yeah.
Sorry.
Like,
I guess go see Black Adam.
But like one of my favorite of all like
Star Wars is it. Like I really want to see. I just want to see a property that really focuses on what I like about Star Wars, but at the same time, I see that Star Wars still has so much potential. We just got to get the right people to create within that universe.
Yeah, I mean, well, hey, Dave and Dan thought they was gonna take it. Hey, do you watch Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, I watched the original game. I haven't watched the new one.
Okay,
Not
yeah.
yet. No. I haven't watched the new one.
You guys haven't watched any of the
Rings of Power? No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
No, I heard it's so bad.
No, I love it, dude.
Really?
I'm all in.
Really?
Like, I don't know
like it.
much
Like
about
cheesy.
the actual Tolkien books. I saw the old movies. I saw The Hobbit. I saw The Lord of the Rings. But I'm enjoying.
What'd you think of those movies?
I loved them. I thought they were really cool.
I thought they were long as
They
hell.
were long.
They were long.
Like,
They were
a little bit too much story.
I will say though,
but this is very consistent with those as far as the feel, because the feel of the movies is what I really remember, and the feel of the movies were there were dark parts, and there were very light parts, and it was epic, right?
Yeah, they were epic fantasies,
and you had this huge overarching story that they were telling, and you were along with the characters on their adventure,
right?
That's what I'm getting out of this show, man. Like, I think there's some acting issues with a particular guy I don't like very much, who's a main character. But other than that, man, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying it.
Is it gritty at all? Like, is there some like? Because that's what made Game of Thrones like stand out as far as like fantasy worlds go, because it had that grittiness and that maturity. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's like more of a
Lord of the Rings
commentary, right?
Lord of the Rings kind of has like a Harry Potter. It's like light comedy, you know, lighthearted. There's danger, but it's not real.
There might be a beheaded orc. That's fine.
Oh, you're right, and that's the thing too.
They might.
There are some like fantastical battles, like there are wizard battles, and there's also like elves versus dwarves.
Yeah,
and
if you care about the lore of like how they got there, this is what the Rings of Power is about. It's about
the three rings.
Yeah, how things came together.
Yeah.
So it's like it's starting from like people are getting to they're getting there. I don't want to spoil it if you guys want to watch it.
Right.
But stuff is happening and things are coming together leading to that. And it's just like,
I want to say like I do want to see like how the rings are formed and like all of the political and like the drama that leads up to their creation and then how they get split between the realms.
Yeah.
Right. Like I want to see that. Like I do want to see that. But like D, I heard it's not so good. But if you like it, I might try to give it a shot. I might wait till it's finished. I might wait till the season is finished, and then
they're not done.
I thought
it's 6 episodes now.
Oh, I thought they weren't. I mean, I don't think is that enough to be done? Are they hour long or?
Yeah, they're like hour long episodes.
So there might be. I mean, there might be like 4 or 5 more left.
Yeah, I don't know.
Great. Like I don't think it's
finished yet.
4. I'm on 5 now.
I don't think it's finished yet.
And,
as far as I know,
I don't know, man. Like I'm enjoying it. Like I gotta watch the last 2 episodes of like Game of Thrones because I started watching this show and I'm watching that show every time I have a moment.
Game of Thrones is good. It does have its. They do have
House of the Dragon. Let's differentiate.
House of the Dragon.
This is not Game of Thrones.
They do. It's the same author, so it's a good story. It is kind of boring sometimes, but they always have one moment episode where you're like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? Like, usually something. Yeah. Okay.
It took a long episode for one moment.
There were more dramatic moments in the original Game of Thrones season 1, but like House of the Dragon, the most epic moment was I mean, they had some moments, like the most epic moment was when spoiler alert with the king's son, the first episode, you know what I mean?
It's King's son in
No, in House of the Dragon. In the first episode. Remember his son and his wife? I don't want to spoil it if Frank is going to watch it.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen it yet, so.
Okay, I don't know. Anyway, I guess.
Well,
I guess.
Well, I will say that one of the, even though the Hobbit movies, weren't like well received, I will say I think one of my favorite things in Lord of the Rings that they portrayed, that they just went crazy with, and I loved every fucking moment, was Smaug. In the Desolation of Smaug, that whole like 35-minute encounter was fucking sublime. I loved all of that.
Did you see Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yeah, I just do the mocap. Oh my god, it was hilarious, dude. It was hilarious.
No, he gets into it.
He gets so into it. He gets so into it. He's like, barrel rider.
He's like, this snort.
He gets so into it. He's acting,
Yeah. Benedict Cumberbatch is what I like to call an
actor.
He just has a funny name.
Actor.
Yo, like he got so into
The
it.
Rock is an actor.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock is a movie star.
He's a movie star.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, an actor.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Benedict. Wait.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is also a movie
Arnold
star.
turned into a movie. He turned into an actor.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's majority a movie star, majorly a movie
All right.
star. I'll say Daniel Day-Lewis is an actor. You know? Yeah, he's an actor.
I don't know, man.
Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yeah, definitely. But,
Leonardo
like
DiCaprio.
the characters who can make you forget what else they've been in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
When the character shows up on the screen and you don't recognize them for a while.
Yeah.
You're like,
Tom Hanks.
Hey, isn't
Tom Hanks is an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I know what you mean.
Isn't that?
Yeah. Even
an actor.
even to some extent, Brad Pitt, I guess, right? Like he
Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt Pitt is someone who has range.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him play so many different roles and things, and he fucking kills it every
Button
time.
Is goddamn crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like real talk, Benjamin Button is.
I saw that on HBO Max. What the hell is Benjamin Button about?
Did you watch it?
Nah, but I saw it on there. I was like,
so it's about this. Well, I mean, if you
was
want,
it like a serial killer or something?
No. If you want to say her,
I mean, in a nutshell, it's about a guy who's born old and gets younger.
Yeah. So he
lives his whole life.
So he lives his life in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
And
so is it good?
He turns.
Yeah, and Brad Pitt is the main actor in it.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
What the hell? You're nuts. Yeah.
It's fucking nuts, man.
It's a weird concept.
Yeah. But
like,
so how was he born? Like, I mean, he was born as a adult human.
Yeah. He was born in a small body, but he was like 90 or 80. So he was born old, and then
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna check it out.
And then as he grows, he's in this like home. He's in this like I don't know if it's like a nursing home or it's like a children's home or something like that. But he's in this home
with kids, but he's like
and he also is like in a wheelchair and needs like assistance to walk like an old person, but like he's old. And then
all I'm getting from this description is like he's old as shit.
Yeah,
you old is being old. Dude. Like this is old shit.
But he grows up in reverse. So like like in the middle, it's like the same thing.
So without spoiling it, like so he just like at the end of the movie he's just a baby.
I can't tell you. It'll spoil it.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
Juice is hyping me up on it.
Yeah. I can't tell you. I can't say anything.
Why should be okay with this?
Yeah, I can't tell you. I can't tell you what happens at the end. I can't.
That's funny.
Like it's wild though.
All right.
But like that too. And do you remember that movie? Was it called Meet Joe Black? Did you see that one?
Oh, I know the name.
You don't even have to watch the movie. There was this one fucking part because he dies and becomes an angel.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, how he dies is fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. It happens in the beginning of the movie. Basically, he's walking across the street.
Wait, who's in it?
Brad Pitt and there's the girl. I forgot her fucking name.
Doesn't matter.
Natalie Portman.
Sorry.
But anyway. How he dies in the movie, he's walking across the street. He gets hit by a taxi. Body flies up. He comes down. Another car hits him on the way down. He flies up. Another car hits him and runs him over. And I'm like, yeah. I don't want to die.
God damn.
You can YouTube that shit. Yeah, he got juggled, dude. He got air combo, dude.
Damn.
I swear, like when I saw that happen, I thought I saw someone say air combo, like 3-hit air combo.
God damn.
Yeah, man.
But nah, he's someone who has range.
Like you remember, goddamn, Fight Club. That was great.
Yeah. Brad Pitt definitely has.
He has range.
Mm-hmm.
Like
between Fight Club and goddamn Inglourious Bastards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
Fury.
Got range.
Fury. I liked him. I liked him in Mr. and Mrs. Smith because that was just great, man.
Yeah, he was cool.
It was just fun. Yeah.
They should have made a part 2 to that. What the fuck ever happened?
I know. I love that movie so much.
Right.
Like I wish they made a part 2 to it.
Yeah, man. Well,
then they actually got divorced.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is too awkward. Too awkward. I can't do that again.
So are we excited for Black Panther 2? What date does it come out?
The 11th.
So yeah,
hey,
2 weeks. What day are y'all going on? You said it's a Friday.
Friday, yeah. Veterans Day.
I think I'll try to get off. I try to get off that. You know, I work at night. So.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, so the good thing with that is I can get my ticket, or I can get in the movies and get out. I don't have to deal with the crowd, like, because I saw Black Adam Saturday morning, you know. So when I see Black Panther 2, I'm going to see it Saturday morning, and
so I'm nervous, man.
I'll get in and get out because I know it's going to be packed.
I'm nervous.
Why?
Because with Black Adam, I felt that dichotomy of going in with low expectations and being delightfully surprised.
Oh, so you're going in with super high expectations.
You can't help it. You have to go in. You saw the trailers. It's crazy.
I know. So I told you that when I went to see Black Adam, they fucking showed the second trailer that I said I was gonna stay away from. So I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah.
Now I gotta see it. That trailer was so fucking dope. I loved it. I love that trailer.
And those little wingy things don't look that bad. You know what I'm saying?
No, they
look
don't.
Pretty cool, and he looks awesome. You know.
He's
different enough from Aquaman that he kind of distinguished. I like the look and the feel of their Atlantis. You know what I'm saying? So far,
I love the end of that trailer where you hear Ramonda say, "Show them who we are." And then you see the Black Panther leap from the top, and she drops down, and then she gets like silence. And she gets up and is like, "Yo, let's go!" I loved it.
You saw the
kinetic energy. Yeah, you saw the kinetic energy go up her legs, and I'm like, "Yo, let's go!" And I know it's Nakia in the suit. It's gonna be her. Remember this day? Yes, remember this day.
All right,
it's gonna be Nakia in the suit.
Bets?
I think they're head faking us a lot.
Oh, I heard another theory. Is he actually telling me there's another theory going around that it's someone else?
I think they're faking us out.
Not Shuri, not Nakia, but someone else.
It's Storm.
No, yo, that'd be wild, fuck, dude.
I'm telling you, man.
Wild.
That's how they introduced Storm in the new MCU.
Wild.
Oh,
we should go on like a prop bet
oh
site.
my
God. You know what I'm saying? What are the odds? I'm sure there's some bets out there, like, you know, like you might be 4-1 odds that it's
Nakia.
Yeah, or you know, it might be this per Killmonger or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be. I just hope the movie.
Killmonger.
I just hope the movie.
What happened, dog?
Damn, bro.
I'm not talking about that person that's in the trailer. I'm talking about like overall who the Black Panther is going to be. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they probably have prop bets out there. Like you get, it's 5-1. It's this person.
I'm sure.
You know, because it could be Killmonger. That's what I would vote for.
Totally knew.
But I think they're head faking us. I think they showed us that because we know Chadwick is gone. God rest his soul. And it has to be somebody. So they show us that. They're like, hey, is this? Oh, no. And you know how Marvel does. They'll head fake it.
You're not going to go too far away, man. Like, look, as far as Marvel has gone from.
What if it's Namor? Well, he can't be. He's king.
They're not going to go too far, man. Like, the Black Panther is going to be T'Challa.
Mm-hmm.
It's what it is. Shuri's going to be Shuri. I'm going to say it's Shuri in the costume because Shuri's been Black Panther.
But you're saying it's for now. Just for now.
Temporarily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it will be T'Challa again. They got Isaiah Bradley out here in Maryland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, they not going too far, right? It's gonna be. T'Challa is gonna be.
And I know this is a very unpopular opinion as far as Black Panther goes. Like that, we should like. I wasn't that hyped up off the first movie. I mean, me personally, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like they tried to make too much of a
before it came out.
I mean, after I saw it, like it wasn't the best superhero movie I've ever seen. I want to see Black Panther doing cool shit, like figuring stuff out, like being a detective, being a badass, like, and I feel like they tried to make too much of a statement with the movie.
Well,
you know,
I feel like it was also an origin story.
The movie was definitely more. The movie, I agree with you. The movie definitely was more of a statement than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was more political than anything. Like
it was
like the wave. It was like the wave. It was for the culture, right? Like it was like the wave in that time, like leading up to the movie.
But purely as a superhero movie, as like a Marvel movie, if I had to rate all the Marvel movies, does Black Panther crack my top 5?
For me, it absolutely does. I think the third act needed some work, but for me, it absolutely cracks top 5. I think it's like top 3 for me.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's like number 3.
So wait a minute, you got Infinity War, Endgame, Civil War, Winter Soldier, first Iron Man.
Endgame isn't even in my top 10.
It has to be. That's the culmination of this ride we've been on,
including
Black Panther.
Culmination to me, not a whole lot was happening until the very end.
It wasn't at all.
There was nothing happening until the end.
From the time they went back in time, I was like this, like, man, come on, man. Like
especially we all want to see. We all want to see what we came here to see.
Right. Story. That's what
let's not make a 3-hour debate out of it.
But they wrapped it up, and like just the moment there with Tony, seeing my man Tony just burnt up. I've been on this ride with this guy.
It was the culmination.
It was
the culmination,
and he was burned up, and that joint
burned up.
Damn, man, that joint hurt. Didn't it hurt when you first saw Tony on there?
Yeah, it was, man. What?
Tony Stark, man.
Now, granted, it was the culmination, but the thing is, there were a lot of movies that led up to that point that to me were. I thought Infinity War was better than Endgame.
Oh yeah, that was.
Infinity War I think is in my top 10 for sure.
Man,
like I think for me, honestly, I think it's No Way Home, Civil War, Black Panther, and then the rest. Those are like my top 3.
No Way Home, Civil War, Black Panther. So is Infinity War 4th?
Infinity War might be 6 or 7.
Infinity War was though, from like beginning to end. So good. It just kept
because
going.
to me, that movie finally Thor actually got his movie, right? Yeah. Like he was suffering for a minute. Thor 1, Thor 2, Thor 3 was good. Ragnarok was good. I enjoyed
the elf in Thor 2. Like the elf guy.
Dark elf?
Yeah, he was cool. I liked him.
Yeah,
he was kind of menacing.
Thor 2.
Yeah. But the first one was the worst. He went to that
the
town.
First one was really bad. The first one was really bad. But then Infinity War comes along and it was Thor's movie. He finally got his fucking movie. The part where he shows up with Stormbreaker. The part where he gets Stormbreaker. I was like, yo, let's go, Thor. You're the hero. They need you. He's separate.
They did Love and Thunder.
That's why, I was disappointed. I'm like, you didn't have to do that.
Why do they hate Thor? Why do y'all hate Chris Hemsworth?
Especially off of Ragnarok. Because Ragnarok has some stakes, and like...
deserve that.
Like Ragnarok had some stakes, and it was comedy. It was comedic at the same time. And it was funny, But I bet you I don't feel bad for Chris Hemsworth. I'm sure he got paid a grip for doing that movie, like Love and Thunder.
Yeah,
like, he made his money.
He's going to be in a good movie.
He's not mad.
They didn't have to do that though, man. And like the probably one of the best bad guys in Marvel is in Thor Ragnarok, and Hela is her name. Yeah. She was just dope, man. Like I want to see her versus Thanos. I don't know who will win.
She did some
like,
heavy things.
Like is she dead? She can't be dead. I don't think Surtur would have.
Then I don't remember.
Remember Surtur like stabbed the fucking.
Oh yeah, she's gone. I think she's gone.
I mean,
she's from hell. She's the queen of hell. Couldn't she be in hell?
She could still come back.
I want to see her versus Thanos.
She did some heavy things to Thor, like first like stopping Mjolnir mid-flight and then taking his eye. I'm like, yo.
I mean, even Thanos didn't stop Mjolnir. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but fucking to me, I absolutely think Black Panther is still the third act needed a lot of work, but I feel like everything leading up to that third act. Great job, Marvel. I thought they did a great job. So I'm hoping that like, apparently, like because they had the premiere a few days ago, and like early reviews from like like big time directors and actors, they're saying like, man, they're saying like Wakanda Forever is fucking good. They're saying they're saying like it detracts from the formulaic Marvel movies that we've been getting, and it's telling like its own story. So I'm really excited to see. I'm really excited to see what they have in store for us with Wakanda Forever. I'm so excited for it.
To find out.
I'm so excited for it.
We're gonna find out.
It's gonna be good, man.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm nervous.
I hope so. I'm kind of nervous too, but like I feel like outside of the them killing off T'Challa, I feel like we've got a good movie coming. I really do. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know. So y'all want to talk About anything else?
Right.
Kanye's in the news again. He keeps doing it, guys.
I hate to say the name of things not to be spoken.
You see
Kanye's in the news again, guys.
You seen the meme jokes I sent y'all the other day? It was like Orochimaru.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Everybody's
like he's a snake. They had a whole bunch of those jokes, man. I was like, that's stupid.
I see those jokes.
Yeah, the news again, guys.
Freezing them.
What was it that you were saying? He's gonna lose everything by the end of the week.
Yeah, man. Like I think it's over, dude. Like
yeah, I do too.
Kanye has residual money he's gonna have to live off of until he gets some help and renounces all this and say, "Look, the only way
I think the damage has been done. I think the damage has been done. I think no matter what he does, there's no coming back.
He could always spin it off as a mental health emergency.
He could, but like
he ain't gonna
the thing
get
is, how many years has he been doing this? He's been doing this a long fucking time.
Yeah,
you know. So it's like he's in the news again.
I think he'll be okay, like financially, as long as he don't.
I'm sure he will.
He's got money.
He don't got baby mamas running all over.
He doesn't have the net worth he had, but he's still rich as hell. He's rich than I would be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it'll be fine financially, but like. You know, when you're rich, you want more, right? And rich ain't interesting no more once you rich.
And I say it all the time. As far as Kanye West, I still appreciate the music that he gave us. Okay, like I'm sorry, man. Okay, I know right now that's a different Kanye than the one that gave us Late Registration and 808s and Heartbreaks and all that. But
Dropout. Yeah,
I like Kanye's music. So, even the Life of Pablo wasn't that bad. That's one of his newer albums, you know. It wasn't that bad.
I stopped listening after Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
That was dope too.
That was the last one I listened to.
That's
when he started talking reckless.
So now, but
exactly.
Look at who his family was. Like, look at his family. He was in the Kardashians. I mean, it's as celeb as you can get. That's like international celebrity, you know, like
unless
that attention just drives some people crazy, and Kanye is a victim.
Kim Kardashian pussy make you a Nazi, then I don't really care about the Kardashians.
Kanye West is a Nazi,
right? Like
Kanye West is a Nazi.
Dude, you didn't hear about him talking about how he was going to name the last album Hitler, straight up. And it's look, the report is verified. It's a verified report.
So we can have
he was going to name this album Hitler, yo. And then he constantly talks about how he likes Hitler.
Like, so that makes
he might be a black.
Or that might just be stupid shit that he's saying in front of a microphone to get attention. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make him a Nazi, bro.
I'm past that, yo. And this ain't about attention no more.
You don't say things like that.
This ain't about attention no more, yo.
I think it is.
I think he's stupid, and I think he got suckered into believing some silly stuff.
So like we can name albums and everything. We'll have an album on a shelf that says "niggas with attitude," but we get mad that Kanye West has Hitler on an album.
Nazis?
I think Farrakhan what?
Do you think Farrakhan agrees with Nazis?
Why would Farrakhan agree with Nazis?
Well, we listened to the video earlier.
No, he doesn't agree with Nazis. I mean,
okay.
Do Nazis even exist anymore? I mean, are we talking about Aryan Brotherhood? Are we talking about like Aryans?
100%.
No,
are we talking about the political party, the Nazi party?
People.
So Kanye West is a member of that because he said some anti-Semitic things in front of a camera.
You don't have to have a membership card to be a Nazi.
Right. So we're generalizing. So we're generalizing. So not only is
we're not generalizing. We're talking about one person.
So Kanye West fits the mold of a Nazi.
Blatzy. Yes.
The same as what he said. Based off of what he said and what he's trying to, what he said he's going to do.
I'm saying he is a Nazi. I'm saying
what you're saying.
He is a Blatzy.
You're saying he's saying Nazi things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a black Nazi.
But the thing is, like Dave Chappelle said, who gives a shit what Kanye West says anyway? You know what I mean? Like I don't care.
Why do you care what Dave Chappelle says about that?
Because Dave Chappelle made a valid point.
No. Why do we care about
he also mentioned he also mentioned in that special that
nobody cares
I made a valid point.
Why do they care what Dave Chappelle says?
Dave Chappelle also mentioned in that same special.
Why do they care?
You shouldn't even care what Dave Chappelle says. He said that. Don't even listen to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why people care what I say.
It's interesting, but hey, you know what's interesting about that is the fact that people do.
But you should listen. Because you should listen to what Dave Chappelle says more over Kanye West.
Why?
Because Dave Chappelle says more sensible things, right? You don't agree with what Kanye says.
Yeah,
Kanye,
but so does Noam Chomsky. What does Noam Chomsky say about this?
So
you don't know, do you?
Dave Chappelle will get on stage and make a bunch of jokes about white people. Is Dave Chappelle racist?
That's not.
I mean, he's saying anti-white things in front of a camera. You know what I'm saying?
Jokes isn't anti.
No,
it's not. When I get away from my cart, nigga, what are you looking at? You know, I'm acting like a white guy. I want a white guy and I'm some credit. You know, he does the white voice.
Anti-white.
Dave Chappelle dressed up as a white man and did a news anchor thing on TV. We were laughing like shit.
That's parody.
So if Kanye came on there and had on like a Nazi, like the Nazi party pin or something, well, we said Kanye is a Nazi.
Depends on what he's saying. That's funny.
Depends on what he says. True. It is.
Not only.
You would judge him. You would judge from the moment he walked in front of that camera with that Nazi pin on. You would judge him. This makes sense.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So there's one thing about like what you saying like what you wear and what you say. It's about your intention. It's about intention behind your words.
Yes. People listen because it's a big platform. Sorry, but
say again.
Claudine said people listen because it's a big platform.
Oh, he definitely does. Yeah. And I think his exposure to the audience that his wife has introduced him to over the last couple of years, when he started saying all this crazy stuff, has opened him up to more scrutiny and criticism, right? Dude, open him up to more like scrutiny and criticism, right? And it's influencing the things that he's saying. He's like losing his mind. You know what I mean? Like
he's absolutely.
And we have to forgive him for that. We can't just generalize and say that he's. I no longer fucks with Kanye West. You know.
Wait, why do we have to forgive him for that?
No, but I mean,
because
he's still saying that he's siding with Hitler. He's saying that he's saying he's going to name his next album Hitler straight up, and that he agrees with Hitler's.
So he wanted to
with Hitler's agenda.
I think he's
call it Hitler, but ended up calling it
Yeah.
I think that's just some stupid shit he said in front of the camera, and I think that he deserves our empathy
in front of the camera
because he's
reported.
I think he deserves our empathy because he's going through some things mentally, and a lot of times this is a cry out for attention, right? Like.
I just put that up there.
It's not like it on what level
in his defense all we see is the back of his head though. He knew better.
On what level does it stop becoming a cry for attention and actually him going to seek that help that he needs?
Maybe he is. Maybe that's what he's doing by saying these things.
No, absolutely not.
That he's not.
He's absolutely not.
Maybe about
there's no way in hell that he's still saying the things that he's saying, and that this is his sort of therapy. There's no way.
I think he suffered. He's suffered. I mean, financially, he's definitely going to take a hit. You know, he's losing a lot of endorsements.
He's going to be fine financially. It's more about his reputation. It's more about his reputation and what damage has already been done by what he said.
To me, like somebody like Will Smith.
He got kids, yeah.
Yeah, but I think somebody like Will Smith should be more damaged in the public eye than someone like Kanye. Will Smith committed an act. Kanye West is saying words. Now, words hurt. Words can turn into swords.
Words can kill.
They can. They've been wars. They start wars and shit, right? But what Will Smith did was a physical act that was kind of more despicable than anything I can compare to Kanye. Kanye said he wanted to name his album Hitler. Is that worse than what Will Smith did? That he said he wanted to name his album Hitler?
What happened after he slapped Chris Rock, which is what you're speaking of?
He apologized.
What happened?
He apologized.
You talk about immediately after or like months after?
Both.
Immediately after, he stayed at the Oscars,
and then
he got talked to by Bradley Cooper, right? And who else? The guy who played Madea, Tyler Perry, right?
What happened that?
He cried like shit. Somebody should have gave him a tissue.
He apologized.
He was sweating and crying and shit.
All at the end. The end. What I'm getting to is eventually he apologized, boy.
So that's what you're saying. Kanye has to do.
Well, it's
so will Kanye's reputation be fixed if he said I get up on gets on TV and says I'm
probably
sorry?
Not.
No, I doubt it.
Probably not, but not at this point.
So why don't we have the same disdain for Will Smith? He got up there and slapped another black man in front of the world for everybody to see.
There's a lot of layers to that. There's a lot of layers to that.
But we forgive Will Smith.
We forgive Will. It's
a fair comparison, bro. Because you have to have human empathy. You don't know Kanye West personally, is what I'm getting at.
I know he has a psychological issue called bipolar disorder, which Will Smith
but we don't know him,
and I can understand.
But we don't know either. We don't know Will or Kanye.
So how do you decide which
as
one
a person,
deserves
as a
our
human
empathy?
being, you have to give him the benefit of the doubt that, hey,
why do we have
maybe
to
he's actually going through some things.
Patterns of behavior.
I think a lot of people are quick to jump to hate.
AD.
They hate Kanye.
Patterns of behavior are things we can reference.
They do. They
for
hate
further
Kanye
behavior.
for this shit, and it's like
I don't care enough about Kanye to hate him.
Right.
Yeah. I don't care enough about him to hate him, but the things that he's saying is sure getting me in that direction. You know, it's sure getting me.
I mean, I didn't know him when he was making music, you know, but I liked his music.
Why?
And why didn't I know him?
No, why did you like his music?
I thought it sounded good.
And so you think I mean, just the drum by itself sounds amazing, right? You ever heard just drums?
No, but his songs were good, you know.
But why?
I like the beat. I like the way he was rapping on it.
Oh, the rap. What was he saying? Was there anything that might have related to you?
He's not up there rapping anti-Semitism.
No,
don't compare rap
to
real life talking conversations.
When you like Kanye's music, you think anything had to do with the stuff he was rapping about may have related to you at all? You may have felt a connection through those verses.
Right.
Now, do you feel a connection to that?
Well, yes, because he was saying something completely different to what's represented on that shirt in those albums.
And your connection is what?
Connection to his shirt or his albums?
To his message now.
To his message, to his words.
I don't have a connection because I really don't pay attention to what kind. All I know is he's in trouble as he's losing endorsement deals. Okay.
The point I'm making again is that like we like Kanye in the past, we understand we related with him before because we had a grounds to relate to him with, right? We understand there was a black plight, there was a problem black people had. He spoke about black education. He spoke about black people being viewed in society.
So he talked about.
Let me finish. He talked about a lot of things, a lot of the issues black people dealt with that we could relate to, that we've seen, that were reflected in us. Now, when he starts talking reckless about how slavery was a choice, I don't relate to that. That was stupid.
I think
when he starts talking reckless about how Jewish people are somehow the overall problem, right? Then I don't relate to that, right? I don't see that in my life, right? When he starts talking all this other reckless stuff, when he starts saying white lives matter, and I understand that white lives matter, but I also understand that the reason white lives matter and the reason black lives matter is because solely to this point, white lives only matter.
Mm-hmm.
We understand that. Right? We can relate to Black Lives Matter. That's why we relate to Black Lives. I don't relate to White Lives Matter just as an individual statement because that's a counter commentary to Black Lives Matter. Right? We understand that. Now, that's really all it comes down to, right?
It's about the white messaging. People wouldn't say it's a countermeasure. They would say Black Lives do matter.
Because the white people who care to understand do understand that.
Oh, of course. And I think all white people understand. They just don't.
It's just the fact that Black Lives Matter, the fact that Black Lives Matter came along, and then we have these counters to it, like All Lives Matter and White Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter. Of course they do.
Mm-hmm.
Of course they do. But the entire thing is that Black Lives Matter as well,
or as much as.
So you're saying that Kanye West has turned his back on all of that because he wore this shirt. So he turned his black on all the black.
That's pretty clear.
Outer representation.
That's pretty clear.
That shirt, him wearing that shirt, is the decision he made.
Now, if I came in here with that shirt on, it said "White Lives Matter." Did that mean I turned my back on everything I said about Black lives?
It depends on could you defend your position.
I think it. Like I just don't understand.
Could you defend your position of wearing that shirt in a debate with us?
I don't think.
Yes, I could.
Yeah. I don't think you could.
I could totally do it.
I don't think you could.
If I wore that shirt in here, it's just a saying. I could say
you can wear the shirt.
I could say yellow lives matter, blue lives matter. I could say red lives matter.
Why do you wear red lives matter?
It's not just the same.
Why do you wear?
Okay, I understand the political inference behind it, but I can totally justify wearing that shirt.
I don't think you could.
I might get beat up, you know what I'm saying?
But no, we don't have to.
But we don't have to.
I'm talking about walking down the street, like going to 7-Eleven.
But why?
That's like wearing a MAGA hat. Like,
why? But why? But why do that in the first place?
Because we care enough to talk to you about it.
Why? Yeah. Why do that in the first place? Why do that in the first place?
Wear the shirt?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
if you can justify wearing that shirt, being a black person yourself.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah, I would love to
But
hear that
I would love to hear that argument because,
love
like, this is like, why would you just wear that shirt just to prove a point?
It's just I wouldn't wear it just to prove up. I might not wear it just to prove a point.
Don't worry.
Say again.
Claudia said you would get in the house. Don't worry, we're sticking to that.
I could totally wear that shirt. Man. Come on, it just says white lives matter. It's just 3 words, bro. Like we're getting up in arms and ready to fight and kill each other over 3 words. The white lives do matter, don't they? It's not like the shirt is lying.
Of course they do.
It's just the
Black
problem
lives
that
matter.
Kanye West
Black
wore.
lives matter just as Black lives
know?
matter just as
No,
much.
that's not the problem.
Black lives matter just as much.
But that's not what white lives
problem.
matter is supposed. That's I see. This is how I figure somebody who will wear that shirt would try to justify it. They're not saying that only white lives matter. They're saying that white lives matter too, right?
Cool.
It's the same justification that black lives. Now we know why Black Lives Matter came about.
The fact that it's just a response to Black Lives Matter is enough to infer the bullshit that this right here is saying.
That print,
yeah, I get it, but it's also
the word set, the typeset, the placement.
It's also
all
like
that is of a movement. White Lives Matter. That's not that font isn't by accident.
Mm-hmm.
That font is the font used.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. Now, if white people want to say white culture is great, okay, guys,
I think
have
it's
fun.
because of the history.
We got nothing to say to you.
It's because of the racial legacy.
Nobody
in
would
this
also
country.
buy your shirt because we don't care.
It's so if they have like an all black, tennis team or whatever, and then they have all white one's racist. The all black one is, it's nationalistic, but it's because of the history of this country that is, like theirs has always mattered, you know what I mean? So the Black Lives Matter is a response to theirs always mattering, and they're right. But it's just
HBCUs exist.
I guess I had the same problem with like the MAGA hats because all it says is "Make America Great Again."
A long time.
But people will beat you up over that shit. Like
the reason why people beat you up over it.
But all it literally says is "Make America Great Again." That's a slogan.
Because it's a slogan spoken by.
But it's just a hat.
That fucker.
And it just sets people off, man. I'm like, why do you hate Kanye? You don't hate Kanye, D.
Because the message is greater. The
Dude,
message is greater than the words that are said. The message is greater than the words that are said, or the words that are said on this shirt. Mm-hmm. The message behind it, there's so many layers to that.
Like
there's a lot
right here. This is just a shirt. It's just a shirt.
It is.
Well, what is this?
It's a Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang. And what is Wu-Tang about? What's Wu-Tang for?
Wu-Tang is for the children.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
So Kanye West hates children because he's wearing a White Lives Matter shirt, is what you're trying to say. That's what it sounded like.
What? That's not what he's trying to say.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the message behind.
I was just making up some new reason to hate Kanye West.
About children on this shirt.
But you already know Wu-Tang is for the children.
Mm-hmm. You say anything children on this shirt?
But you know the message.
No.
Right. This is the same
thing.
We
know.
It's the same thing. It's about the message.
For the kids.
It's about the message being portrayed, not just the words that it says. You wear a hat that says "Make America Great Again." Everybody knows the message that is portrayed with wearing that hat.
Break that shit down. When was America great?
There are racial inferences and things and a lot of things that we always support. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these companies that we go and support now, Disney. They might have made their money as a company off of enslaving black men and everything. But you support the product. You know what I mean? And that's just how people are. So I don't know.
Looney Tunes has some racist going on.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I seen a video on that shit, like a compilation of like all the racist little,
blackface.
Yeah. They have like the big the black character, big ass lips and shit.
Hey, guess what though? They cut on the Jones out now, didn't they?
Mm.
They did.
You know what? I guess,
and if they kept doing it now,
I guess we had the same argument.
If that new LeBron James Space Jam had a blackface Bugs Bunny in that jump,
you would have laughed. You would have laughed.
They getting wild.
But you would have laughed though.
No.
You talking about a big lip black character? That what you talking about? If they had one of those in there?
I have never laughed at
blackface.
No, I wouldn't laugh at that. But if they had a black Bugs Bunny, like a black but Bugs Bunny was black, is what you're trying to say?
No. What are we talking about, D?
I don't know. You said something about Bugs Bunny and LeBron James a few seconds ago.
You just said you saw a video that you
of the Looney Tunes.
Of Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
It was Bug Bunny, right?
Well, like Elmer Fudd and all those. Yeah. I mean, like it's a whole like who's a chicken?
Looney
the rooster?
Tunes.
Yeah.
And then what happened to make the blackface?
They had other characters that
you remember. You saw the video.
Yeah, it was what do you mean? What did they do to make? There was a compilation of different racial inferences that they had dabbled throughout their cartoons. You know what I mean?
So what happened?
I mean, I don't know. They were just saying like little things, like little racist things. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll show you the video. I'll send you a link.
Oh, you didn't see it?
I think the end game that he's trying to.
Yeah, because he keep asking me what happened. I'm
sorry,
like, no. I'm trying to explain.
I think his end game is that they're gone.
Yeah, but I guess I had to.
It's over now. They don't do it no more.
I guess
but they would like have an explosion. They had the black like all over the face with like the soot or whatever, and they make all of a sudden the person got like big lips and like it just makes it extra racist, right?
I guess I kind of had the same issue with like when they're like taking down all the historical statues and like you
had the same issue.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing, right? Like it's like I'm not saying don't change it, but like as far as like the statues go, like honor the past too. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want my children to forget
those statues only came up in the 60s.
I don't want but I don't want my children to forget that they put that there. They chose to honor that. You know what I'm saying?
60s.
That's the country you live in right?
And
so I'm not saying like keep the cartoons of the blackface cartoons. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I feel like as far as Kanye. Hey man, express yourself. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why people would hate you. Like they just have hatred for this guy, man.
It's
like,
which Confederate statue you cool with?
I'm not cool with any of them. I'm not saying I'm cool with it. Okay, but I'm saying like
Confederate statues that you cool with.
Okay, no. There's statues that we've driven by and all that. That we Stonewall Jackson High School. Remember that? Yeah. They changed the name. They're not Stonewall anymore. Yeah. You know, and it's stuff like that. Like
Stonewall Jackson was right.
Right. And so like I'm not saying honor it like I enjoy that, but they were willing to name schools after that. They were willing to put up statues to honor these men that did these things, and we shouldn't forget about that.
What did they do?
I mean? But
what did they do?
Who's they?
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the people that took down the statues.
The people that took down the statues that you're honoring? No, you said you said you honor the people, or you honor the people who
I'm not saying I
right?
honor them. I'm saying that I don't want my kids to forget that as a popular, like they chose to honor that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the country you live in. That's how they see you. This is the history of what happened in this country. It's almost like when they. I don't want to try to say they dumbed down slavery or like whitewash slavery in schools, right? Like, so that's the next step, right? Is like they're not going to teach slavery. Why even teach it anymore?
Well, they're already moving to that.
We have to move. Yeah. Do you want your kids to not know about slavery?
How was that? What's that got to do with them having statues up for people to?
Because it came out of that era. You can't choose to teach one and not have the other. Like if you're going to take one, you got to take them all.
But I think that's just the basis of knowing history, and then there's a difference between knowing history, that's fine, know all the history, but choosing to honor history that's not for us.
I mean, where's the statues of Grant?
Yeah, that's
Grant. So Grant was less. Do you really think Ulysses S. Grant was just accepting of all black people because he was the?
Is that what I said?
So where's the statues of Grant? Grant fought for the North, so you want to honor Grant.
Jackson.
So it'd be okay to have a Grant. It'd be okay to have a. I'm sure there is. Where? Right. I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure there had.
Where's the Ulysses Grant High School?
I'm sure they have a Ulysses S. Grant High School.
They do not.
Maybe not here, but I'm sure there is one. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure they.
Well, maybe
they have one,
Stonewall. Right? The people who lost the war shouldn't be the ones revered.
So the winners make history.
Yeah. This is how it goes.
So I mean, I don't know. I just feel like you can't teach one without teaching the other. But as far as Kanye West, look, express yourself, man. Like I don't care. Like I'm not saying like hate speech is good. So don't try to sit there and say hate speech is good.
Now we all know what he thinks, and consequences occur.
And you know what? Your life goes on.
Necessarily. The only consequence, all that had to happen was that you say crazy shit and crazy shit happens to you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the natural order of things. This is all meant to be, unfortunately. Hey, remember when Michael Jackson turned himself white? I was actually talking to Claudine about this. Michael Jackson turned from a black man to a white man.
And he was a good-looking cat
love
before
him
that.
to this day.
Because of his music.
And because he didn't say crazy anti-black.
Michael Jackson was accused of sleeping with children in his bed and having them over for cupcakes and
he was accused.
Okay, no, stop it. Stop it.
Hey, even in the end,
Michael Jackson was under way more scrutiny than Kanye West. And we love Michael. You proved him up for me. Thank you.
R. Kelly got convicted.
Mm-hmm.
But Michael Jackson never got convicted. And unfortunately, I don't know, man. The rumors, we could always say, even to this day, we could be like, hey, that shit's weird, man.
You know,
but you know what he never did? Go on record and start saying black slavery was a choice.
The thing,
and then start saying that anything anti-Semitic or anything against Mexicans or anything against Asian people.
I think any black person. I think any black person of any privilege.
But he turned himself white.
Any black person of any privilege would say that slavery. You could say something crazy like that, right? Because you're a privileged person. You don't have the same.
No, you can't.
What you mean?
You shouldn't.
He comes. Well, you shouldn't. That's the point. But you can because you don't have the. You're so detached.
Anybody.
You're so detached from the plight of the black community. You are a member of the wealthy.
You don't
class,
have to be.
So you don't have those same. That mentality changes.
You don't have to be of privilege to believe in those things.
So you can say something crazy like slavery was a choice if you're a fucking billionaire. You know what I mean? Like it's stupid. But you shouldn't say it.
Consequences will ensue,
and they have. But we have to learn to forgive Kanye.
Why?
We love Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson was a good-looking cat before he started bleaching.
You don't forgive somebody who doesn't offer you an apology.
We forgave Michael Jackson.
Michael
Jackson never apologized for being accused of.
I'm not the Dalai Lama.
But you forgave Michael Jackson.
When?
You like Michael Jackson? You love Michael Jackson?
When did Michael Jackson offend me?
When he got accused of that should offend you more than anything Kanye West has done. What he's accused of should offend you.
He didn't go to jail. He didn't get convicted.
Neither did Kanye.
Well,
in the court of public opinion, he's in jail.
Yeah. Because Michael Jackson never said anything crazy like Kanye did.
But we love Michael Jackson because he never said it.
He never said anything crazy like Kanye did.
I'd also like to add a very important point about Kanye. I'm not sure if this was discussed, but the funny thing is, so let's talk about his endorsements being taken away from him, right?
That's gonna hurt.
But he's been going for years. I know it's probably been said, but he's been going for years and years, saying everything anti-black that he could.
Mm-hmm.
The second he starts talking anti-Semitism, that's when everything starts getting pulled. I just wanted to put that out there.
Well, I sent the thing to the group.
I think about that.
They didn't do Harvey Weinstein or Jeffrey Epstein or whatever his name was.
What's the answer?
Because not all black people disagree with him.
Not to a certain point. You're right.
Because I was just talking with my friend on Facebook, and they're out here defending Kanye with all this crazy shit.
I think
they don't necessarily disagree that slavery wasn't a choice. And that's wild to me.
I think he's not saying specifically that slavery was not a choice.
I thought you were talking about. The whole, about him talking about the hip hop industry and how Jews run the hip hop industry, like the record labels and the financial backers and stuff like that. Yeah, that. I think that's me. I didn't know they were fucking agreeing with him about slavery being a fucking what?
I think what he's saying is not necessarily that it was a choice.
Like, oh, you have to think about it in a large. They always like, oh, you got to think about a certain way.
Maybe Kanye West is talking about slavery was a choice for him because if he was in that situation, he would have rather died than face slavery.
That's not That's not what he meant when he said that.
I mean,
that's not what he meant when he said that.
You can't just take it. You can't just take it at face value.
You think he can be whipped and not succumb immediately?
When he's saying excuse me, when he's saying what do you say about Jews or whatever? I mean, he's not. I mean, he's not lying. They do run a lot of the financial industry, the banking, and all the. I mean, a lot of these.
Oh yeah, they absolutely do.
Jewish,
they absolutely do. It is what it is. In that situation, it is what it is. It's just like, when he's talking about he has some points when he's talking only to that level of where Jewish people run the hip hop industry, Jewish people run the finance industry, Jewish people. You know, they do have a lot of control in those industries, but when he starts talking things, when he starts talking about the fact that like when he starts talking anti-Semitism, when he starts talking about slavery being a choice, when he starts talking about when he's known for being anti-black for over a decade now at this point, you know, like
Kanye's anti-black.
Is he not?
Yes.
Kanye West is anti-black.
Yes.
Well, here
he has been.
He's
well,
black.
He said anti-black things. You can still be anti-black.
You know, my friend at work was like one of my guys, man. He's black and his mom's white and his dad's black. He was like, I'm not into black girls. So I don't like black girls. And I was like, what? Like,
sounds like a personal problem.
You're black. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like a personal problem.
So how can Kanye be against black? Like, yeah, you can't be anti-black if you are black.
Yes,
you know?
Of course you can.
I think you can have that mentality, but you can't be, man, because you're black.
Well, what does B mean if it's not your mentality?
Yeah, you're right. That was kind of stupid. The mentality is that. And I'm trying to think from Kanye West's point of view. He's from a privileged. I mean, he's been a successful artist and entrepreneur.
He's from the hood in Chicago.
Yes. No, he wasn't. He didn't grow up like selling dope and everything like that. Like, I mean, he was all right. But I'm talking about for like
pro-black.
I'm talking about for the last 20 years. He's been in the scene. He's had money. You know what I mean? Especially lately with his Yeezys. And I mean, isn't he a billionaire? Wasn't Kanye a billionaire at one point?
Yeah,
they break a billion, right?
Very recently, until last week.
So I'm trying to think from his his point of view. He's like just privileged. He don't have the same problems that Black America as a whole has. You know what I'm saying? So he's just transported to another plane almost.
I disagree to a certain point, because even though he's Kanye and even though he's still a billionaire, he can still get stopped by a cop in a state that they don't know or give a fuck who he is,
like Jay-Z
and still treat him just like any other nigga.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're still a nigga.
You know, so like he still has fundamentally, just because he's black, right? Like he will still have the same problems, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that he cannot be anti-black.
So he's not Candace Owens.
Look at this shirt.
Candace Owens is anti-black.
Oh,
she's absolutely anti-black.
She hates black people, though. Yes.
All right, so
yeah,
but
she does, but not.
But so can he.
Let me read some commentary from our viewer.
From our viewer.
Statues belong in museums. Multiple exclamation points.
True.
It is not about willingness to name things about after Confederate figures. It was about promoting white supremacist ideology at a time between 1950 and 1970, where people were fighting for equality. So again, a lot of those statues came up
in the
very
60s.
Recently.
I mean, wait,
we have a lot of black people who are anti-blackness, our lack of collective unity, and our competitiveness for white privilege has led many to believe that black people are responsible for their own suffering, and not having the same problems doesn't mean that he has to take us down with him.
He's not. It's Kanye West. Nobody's going down with Kanye West. But Kanye West, our lives is going to go on. You know what I mean?
If you defend him, you might, but I'm not.
I mean, stop it, man. It's still Kanye, bro. He's still like. If he still gave me some awesome music. If
he somehow uses his platform to bring us down with him, that's also a possibility. But I'm hopefully not gonna hold him to that, because the way the dumb shit that he's saying. Yeah, that's true. Like he don't.
He on the other side now.
I'm not sure about all the statues. Speaking of the statue comment, right? But so I'm not sure about all the statues. What's that group of ladies, Sisters of the Confederacy or something, right? Mm-hmm. That erected a lot of those statues. Didn't they start like the 20s or something? So I mean, a lot of these statues are older.
Not that old.
No,
hang on.
No, the 20s.
Let me see, man.
The 20s.
I swore I read it or something.
But even
was it called Daughters of the Confederacy?
Even if that's the case, right? Even if it was in the 20s, they started deciding this sure as hell was far after the Civil War. And why the hell would you start erecting Confederate statues of the people who lost the Civil War? And essentially people who seceded from the United States of America. Let's not forget that. The Confederacy, there were a number of states who wrote the letters and signed on saying we're no longer a part of the United States, which made it easy for the United States, which I like to call us, to beat their asses back into submission.
Wow, you can go on the Daughters of the Confederacy website and fill out a membership form. I don't even know.
Whenever
Goddamn.
you're ready. Whenever you're ready.
Please don't do that.
An American Neo-Confederate Hereditary Association for Female Descendants. I know, right?
The Black Klansmen.
Established September 10th, 1894, 128 years ago. I can't find when they erected the first statue. Anyway,
1894.
1894. I mean, I swore they started earlier than that, but I mean, a lot of them probably did go up. Like, a lot of them probably did go up later.
The Civil War.
Yeah, what year was that?
19.
The Civil War, 1865.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, sorry, thinking of World War II. Yes.
Yeah. Ultimately,
it's been a long time.
Long after
the
Civil War was over.
Yeah,
you don't start throwing up statues of the enemy.
I mean,
well, I like to defer that ideology. Our enemy.
That ideology didn't just disappear. You know, what I mean, obviously, Kanye still has. I think he's playing this shit off, man, because
poorly.
We have much more of his musical evidence to go off of to get his true thoughts and feelings on things. For this to come out of nowhere recently in the last couple of years to start acting like that, like
recently,
I feel like I know him more.
This isn't
based upon the music that he's made.
What's his recent music about? Because let me ask, like, what's his recent music about? What's it about?
Stuff, just rapping and
What's
you want me to put on song?
No, I'm.
You want me to put on
like something relevant? Like I'm not gonna.
Oh no, I'll send you a drum, man. Hold on, man. The Life of Pablo.
Wait, let me think. He had a song with Jay-Z that was in a lot of movies recently.
That was Watch the Throne.
King to a God.
Yeah, that was off Watch the Throne. That was Jay-Z and Kanye. See, even that was a good album, man. Come on, man. Don't hate on Kanye all the way.
You couldn't go full Nazi. You couldn't go full black.
Hey, come on, man.
He need his own original.
Kanye West is not a Nazi, man.
He's a Blatsy. It's cool.
Hey, I'm not saying I still support you, Kanye. Because I mean,
Farrakhan's a Blatsy. It's fine, man. Like I don't
just stop it, bro. You're not gonna hate on Farrakhan, man. Like, come on, bro. Like,
I care about Farrakhan.
So you care more?
I don't believe anything.
You don't have to be religious to agree with some of the things that he says. I'm not a Muslim.
Well, it depends on what he says.
I don't identify as Muslim.
Depends on what he says. When he saw that video we saw earlier,
if anybody is pro-black,
and he said he was a direct descendant of God, I disagree.
Well, that's like 5% are saying that I am God and man is God. You know what I mean? Like God lives within me. You know what I'm saying?
Messiah. He said Christ and Messiah. In fact,
you get a little bit. You get a little bit of pariahism when you are at the celebrity of Farrakhan and Kanye West. But if anybody is pro-black, it's Farrakhan, bro. You cannot find a legitimate reason to not give a fuck about what Farrakhan said, because some of the stuff he says about the black plight is true.
I would like him to say like useful things, but blaming Jews ain't useful to us.
So you hate him because he said blame Jews. So everything else he says doesn't matter. You don't give a fuck what he says about anything else because he says something about Jews.
I don't hate.
But there's that word.
You can't disagree with him on the Jewish thing and then still.
Why does it gotta be love or hate?
There's that
what
word.
If I like just don't like?
I think that's how it is with you, Jews. You hate Joe Rogan. That even though that compilation was bad.
I love him.
No, you was talking shit about Joe Rogan, bro.
I talk shit about Joe Rogan because he's stupid. But like,
that compilation was bad.
I hate the nigga.
That compilation was bad.
I hate him.
No, you definitely hate. You hate Kanye. You hate Michael Jackson.
I don't hate
you
Kanye.
Hate Joe Rogan.
When did I hate Michael Jackson? I just said I love the nigga. I love these niggas. Right? What you talking about? Like, they see sometimes people look. I'm not. Let me not say that. I don't hate humanity,
strong word.
But I feel like humanity is very silly.
Right.
I don't hate individuals, but I feel like individuals make dumbass decisions.
You hate Kanye.
I don't hate Kanye. I feel sorry for this motherfucker for real.
I don't.
Like
I said,
I feel terrible.
You don't incur any empathy.
I don't care enough about him to hate him.
Yeah.
Like I do feel sorry for him. I feel like he got suckered in. I feel like he got taken advantage of. And I feel like I fed a bunch of bullshit that's going to ruin his life.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible.
And
that's a tragedy.
He's past the point of no return.
Like if they make a movie about him, like you posted about the cancel the documentary.
Yeah,
it should be if they do make anything about him, it should be a testament to the dangers of leaving your mental
Health unchecked.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
Absolutely.
mind seeing a Kanye West documentary. You know what I mean? Like, especially in his early hip hop years. You know what I'm saying?
The
Like,
right message.
mm-hmm.
Like, dude, take your medication, go to therapy. He has all the means we could only want.
In the college dropout album, remember the final song on that album, Last Call?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically like his life story up to that point. Listen to that song.
That's a strong song, man.
That is a really strong song. It's a really good song. It's like 13 minutes long.
I feel like I have a better understanding of Kanye West's character based upon the music he's made than what he's done here. I think a lot of this is acting out, and like you said, maybe not taking the medication, maybe not going to therapy.
Making verses and writing verses was more acting than speaking plainly.
I mean, of course, dude. You're talking about shooting up the block and all that. I mean, like there's a lot of stuff they're saying is not
rehearsed.
Yes, but you're writing those lyrics.
Some people be like, hey,
and I get.
Yeah, you can't say that.
So there's producing and then there's writing the lyrics. So
we're trying to make money off this, yo. Hold on.
Yeah, there's producing.
We got to appeal to a certain demographic. Hold on.
The technicalities and all that. Okay, fine. But then there's the lyrics.
This is
and think about any cool Kanye West song you've heard.
Hitler to Ye wasn't truly his expression. He actually wanted to name it Hitler.
Then that's his prerogative. You know what I'm saying? Like name it Hitler, and you might not get supported.
True Kanye that you're getting from that.
See, now that happened more recently. First of all, that was reported. Okay, nobody ever told you. Kanye didn't come out and say he wanted to name it Hitler, right? Did he say that?
Not yet.
Right. So I mean, we don't know.
We don't know. Kanye give him another interview.
We don't know.
He was like, "Yeah, I was gonna name it Hitler," and they ain't gonna do shit about it.
That happened recently. When I say things like recently for Kanye, like I'm talking about maybe within the last 3 years. 4 years, because he really, to me, didn't start acting out and popping up in the news. I mean, a couple years ago.
Oh, maybe around the time he started fucking with Candace Owens.
Look at his family, dog. Look at the Kardashians. That level of celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Like it just
what came first? Is the verse or him fucking with Candace Owens? I think it was him fucking around with Candace Owens.
Really?
Yeah, man.
He's been messing with Kim Kardashian since 2008.
Which came first? Him hanging out with Candace Owens, being friends with Candace Owens, or his divorce with Kim Kardashian?
Candace Owens for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Candace Owens for sure. 100%.
What if she's a toxic element and he's a dumb enough sucker to believe her?
He's the dumb sucker for even
getting involved with her. Which makes me feel bad for him. Because nobody stopped him.
And it makes a lot of what he's saying, even what you're saying, even a lot of what he's saying makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Started hanging out with her.
Yeah, she's definitely a nigger hater.
Yeah. He used the hard ER.
Hard R, yeah.
He used the hard ER.
She can't stand niggers, bro.
Well, it's not like I'm getting we're not going to get monetized with this, but if we were, we wouldn't be anymore.
That's crazy.
Let's keep it to the A. You know what I mean? Keep it to the light A.
Yeah, man. I mean,
majority of the statues were erected in 1954. Man, a lot of them.
Yeah, that's not fair. Your wife's always on your side.
It's not on my side.
It's not a fair representation.
She's out here on the internet.
She be taking his side all the Claudine. You always take his side.
Well,
okay?
Not because I'm right though.
No, that's not fair. no,
like it's
not fair.
On the right side.
It's because you guys already discussed this and you agree with each other.
I just found that out. No, you're gonna piss her off, dude.
I know. You're gonna open the door and scream down the steps. Yeah, man. Excuse me. So yeah, man, how long we been going for, man? We go
2 hours.
About 2 hours.
Yeah.
A little over 2 hours.
Is that it?
I like arguing about
actually it's been about 3 hours.
Yeah, we got
about 3 hours. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's like a short cast for us, man.
Real talk.
Telling you, that's why we can't have more than 2 topics, man, because we'll never get to them.
Claudia says she has a brain; she could think for herself.
Okay,
all right. So
they still be ganging up on me. Going back cast now, man. Casts.
Nah, man.
They gang up on me every once in a while.
Like we all have our own opinions.
Yeah, man.
And our own thoughts on things.
Yeah, man.
That's why we're here.
This was fun, man.
And that's why we're called the Intelligent Idea Talkers podcast. We talk about intelligent ideas, and we are very original, and we like to reason things out. And I like that D has
talk about.
He's all you know what I'm saying, like he's always got a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to keep that going, man, because that's what makes these conversations interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all don't. If we all agreed,
and I don't hate Kanye West.
I don't
hate Joe Rogan.
I don't hate Joe Rogan either, man. Poor stupid sons of bitches.
Yeah. All right, man.
Poor,
but yeah,
sad,
man.
sorry.
They're gonna wrap us up.
Yeah.
We're gonna do an outro. We got the outro. Frank Castle.
Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know how to do an outro.
I think we just say peace all the time. We do need like a new outro, like
Yo, I can't rap shit, but I.
Hey, that gonna start
out.
Peace. All right, guys. We're gonna call it long night.
Peace.
Peace. And put you on the buttons.
Hey, that joint started out nice though. I was with you there for a second. I was like, oh shit, I'm about to pick up.
I mean, rhythmically.